That's the one thing that these teams need to activate to try and take on each other right now. We're talking everything. You got to bring everything out right now for this matchup between XO and AAAd. You got to bring all the stops. This is it. Someone's going home. You do not want to lose early, especially on domination. Domination is a quick win and usually a good momentum buff for your team. Let's see if they can make it happen for themselves. As we see the ban phase, yep, Gambit is both locked out for both teams, starting us off.
Invis Protect coming out from AAAd. I like that. That's one of those things where if we don't see that strange TP or that strange ban coming through, like you alluded to, having that Invis Woman Protect, I think, is going to pay off dividends. It does give you a fair bit of survivability, and just the overall healing that an Invis can provide is not to be discounted. And I think XO, quite characteristically of yesterday. Oh no, actually, going to go for a Mantis Protect. I thought they were going to try and lock in the one-sided Elsa, which I would have scolded them for, because Ace was really, like, I hate to harp on the guy, but he was just not really hitting the shots on the Elsa that you need to be hitting in order to be playing a character of that caliber. AAAd, of course, going to respond by banning that one out, making sure that's not something that they have to deal with. And honestly, I think this is still best case scenario for XO.
100%. I mean, that is exactly the plan right now. Securing themselves some pretty good picks right here. We're going to see as the fourth slot locks in for both sides. Looks as though they're contemplating between the Invisible Woman and the Loki. What's more valuable? Ooh, okay. One-sided Mantis right now on the side of XOXO, whereas AAAd locking out the Loki, denying a chance of Loki Mantis. But in return, XOXO probably going to lock the Invisible Woman as their final protect here, which gives them a really good backline. Oh, unless it's White Fox.
That's a switch up. Oh, okay. Are we going to protect? Okay. All right, the double debate. All right, okay. Well, I was gonna say, like, I do like the protects and the bans onto the White Fox. We do see Winsker hovering over that right now, and more teams have managed to pick up that White Fox in the third strategist slot. I mean, I think she gives you a lot of survivability up against a dive composition. And XO, we know they love dive in every single flavor, but a dive with a good anchor vanguard like a Vanpool, I think, is all the better. So that ends up being a pretty smart protect. And you know, while AAAd aren't going to go for the snipe onto that White Fox ban, I think it again ends up being best case scenario for XO. They get everything they want out of this one. However, are we going to go for the Loki Protect or the Ultron? AAAd a little bit indecisive, but I think I like the Loki Protect a little bit more. That's just me personally, but I don't know.
Look, they needed to get something in their favor. Loki makes quite a lot of sense. That is locked in for themselves. That's good for AAA. That's going to give them one-sided Loki. They're going to have boundary. They're going to have double boundary. Oh,
pick your hero.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. The Doctor Strange, man. You're right. Yeah. It's not a priority, but whew, you better be careful because it could be at the end of the ban phase. All right, let's see. Everybody locking in what they want to play. We're going to see how it all unfolds. I'm looking forward to some Daredevil. That's pretty good to see. You know, that is open. Elsa's gone. Not going to have no Galatroxes, no Apex Predators. No one's fallen off the map. Maybe. Still a chance, but we're keen to see how it all unfolds. Okay. I want to see some Captain America. No songs, whoever's going to do it, I'm excited for it.
I think you're going to see a fair bit of Captain America as we kick things off with our first lower bracket matchup of the day. It is elimination o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Only one of these two teams can make it to that potential top 4 finish, and the other is going to have to settle for a scant 5th, 6th. And again, don't tell that one Dan who it's going to be, because I want him to be surprised. If it's XO, I want him to be happy. I think he deserves that birthday gift. If not, you know, he still needs to lock in. He's got a job to do. We can't bum him out by telling him, hey, your boys, I'm afraid they didn't make it. They were felled by AAAd, a team that has proven they can go toe-to-toe with the best. And we're going to kick things off on Warrior Falls. And you talk about Glartrox is carrying people over the side of the map. If there's one map that's going to happen, I think that's going to be right here. But no one bringing the Elsa forward so far. Very aggressive looks, I'll say, from both sides. Very, very dive favored for AAAd. You're going to have Rocco with the Ultron putting a drone and a damage boost onto that front line, putting so much damage, and Tuba on that Vanpool. He has been a staple pick on this hero.
Yeah, 100% right there. That is exactly what you want. The momentum right now coming out from AAA. Already defending. Already on the mission area. That's exactly what they want right here. At the same time, we're going to see both Deadpools building up to that Banhammer. Could be online already. There it is. Tuba has the Banhammer online if they want to bring it. But a bit of fights on the sidelines. Ace takes out Alyssa right there. Daredevil is down. That's going to be a massive KO right there. White Fox with a slash. Boom! The White Fox differential has been achieved right now. XOXO winning that favor. And only feels taking out Tuba. That doesn't allow XOXO to take the point capture and get percentage on the board.
Gonna be an exit frag onto Rester, and that's gonna be really all AAAd come away from that one. I like the approach to you know, take the fight onto the point and force XO to fight into them and say, hey, you want this? You're gonna have to come through us, but it sets up a pinch onto from Illicit onto the flank there. They're able to just turn, clear him, and then walk forward, take the point for free, essentially, after that one, as there's no more pressure, and the entire win condition of AAAd's comp just falls apart. So good opening stuff here from XO, and it's uncharacteristically normal. Like, this is what we would expect from a normal team, not from XO, and AAAd are going to make them pay for adhering too close to normalcy.
Hey, wake up! It's a triple KO from AAAd's. Illicit right there on the Daredevil. That is what you want to see, living up to the name, bringing the pain right there. That is what you want to see, I gotta say. Illicit's looking born again. Shout out to that TV show. Watch it now, everybody. But at the same time, they're getting their percentage now, CB. So they're gonna have a good advantage here. But XOXO is staging very well, and they're going underground. They're gonna take it to the high ground as well. Oh, I love this map so much.
Yeah, playing all together, and showing in that previous fight though why you need to clear off Illicit. You need to figure out what angles he's playing at and deal with him as quickly as possible. But what's in front of you right now might be more threatening, as the Rage of Ultron from Rocco and Tuba and Illicit both just coming at you. No questions about what angles Illicit was coming at you from. That's a team wipe, and that is decisive. That is what we want to see from a team like AAAd. Like we said, they've proven they can go toe-to-toe with the best. They just have to get through XO in order to get that opportunity again. And you can tell, you know, maybe a little bit of a shaky, slow start of that first fight, but after that, they want it, and they want it bad, and they will not let XO stop them from taking it.
That is exactly what you need to do. Unleash all your potential right there. Quasar taking out 27 A's. Ace falls to Alyssa right there. That is a massive lead right now for AAA to gain their percentage lead. 50% and climbing to the 60%. No smite. Takes out Resta as well. Big value from the Tuba. Taking out Zeta with the Deadpool differential. And right now they're just chilling. They're just chilling. XOXO don't have what they need to take this next fight on. Actually, they do. They do have ultimates. They can get those symbiote shenanigans going.
But I worry that with the ultimates that AAAd have, unless you're able to stop this Freedom Charge from No Smite, it's going to get to 99 before you're able to actually leverage any of that. And in fact, No Smite is going to let it rip right away. AAAd do not want to wait. They want to take the fight straight to XO, and now that fight going to move over to the point with the Soul Resurgence. Good sleep on the No Smite, but you're not going to be able to find an Elim off the back of that. Maybe this Dance of the Butterfly can find something.
There it is. Songjukwu taking out Quasar. Rocco falls as well. There is the big Venom going at it right now. Absolutely bringing dessert to the table, and everybody is feasting as XO do flip the point right there. They're going to get their percentage climbing now. But AAA, look, they didn't get 99, but they got 96. Still a good position to be.
Yeah, but that's still a little bit rough, because it means if AAAd find the flip, I don't know if you're going to get that overtime push, but XO will clean up the fight, find Illicit at the end there, and avoid any further casualties. So a good way to stem the bleeding here for XO, get themselves back in the driver's seat, and crucially burn out all of the ultimates from AAAd. That you see 27 A's taking Tuba over the edge with the Jet Bolt before that Banhammer can come out, so that ult charge gets reset. Xantha gets to walk into this next fight with a Banhammer, meaning the fight starts on XO's terms, where and when they want it to be. They just gotta pick their man, they just gotta pick their spot.
Now there it is, that Songjukwu taking out T-Tuba. Getting a value, Venom, swinging the tendrils. There's a bit of an Ultron action as they do retreat for now. Strategists of AAA keeping themselves alive as they face Songjukwu on the high ground. Well, Only Feels trying to get the peak right there, and they do take out Wensga. Getting the value, shutting down the White Fox, and there it is, a chance for the Rage of Ultron to get value. Shut down again, the Psylocke, Only Feels right now is just going crazy. That is Alone's power. 95% climbing. Is there potential for a 99 overtime contest? That is the question. If AAA can make it happen for themselves. Songjukwu taking out Tuba. There's no chance of a portal. There's no chance of a portal.
Yeah, no portal. Is there going to be another touch? It doesn't look like there's going to be. Tuba was able to trigger OT for the time being, but couldn't live long enough to buy the rest of the team some time, and that's that Doctor Strange ban, you know, of taking away the recontestability. If you're that team that finds themselves behind the 8-ball, you don't get a chance to bring yourself back into the fray. Had that Strange play been available, you know, maybe you just see No Smite make the swap over and the rest of the team comes through, you get a bit of damage in, maybe Illicit builds up to that let the devil out before any of the strategist ultimates come out for the side of XO. At the very least, you can bleed the resources out from XO, but we're looking into alternate timelines right now. Right now, we're looking at the one where XO is the one who fires the first salvo here, and it's AAAd that have to react. And for a team that has their sights set on that top 3 finish, that's going to be a rough way to start things off. But it's been rougher for them before. They've managed to bounce back. This is a team that has immense mental fortitude, and they're going to need it against a team that is known to check your mental.
100% certified right there. I mean, we're talking about everything on the line right here. It's elimination time. These teams cannot afford to lose these maps. You cannot take 3 maps down. You gotta get 3 maps on your side. That is the question for them right here. We're gonna see T-Tuber moving forward on the DP. Everyone backing them up. AAAd as well. XOXO has the chance to build up to the Jeff time with 27 A's, but they will have Kumiho unleashed as well for the next fight. We're going to see as 10 seconds till the mission area unlocks for now. AAA are moving forward, staging as well with the Illicit, collecting information. They do catch XOXO, rotating around and flipping the sides a bit. Let's see how it all unfolds. Big chance for potential here, waiting for the first ult to strike right now, but everyone's throwing cooldowns as T-Tuber is going bang for bang on that deagle action and going into the fight alone as well. Gonna mark and take out Rocco, and we're gonna in return see the banhammer go off.
Listen, letting the devil out with a freedom charge coming out as well. AAAd, despite losing Rocco and Quasit early on in that fight, they want to turn this one, but Alonefield's holding on to this Dance the Butterfly. I really don't know if that's the best strategy. 27 A's, gonna pop that It's Jeff, gonna be checked though by No Smite, straight a little bit too far away from the pack, and was able to meet the Shield of Justice. There is that Dance the Butterfly, but the targets are too beefy. There's just too much health to be able to slice through, and Tuba returning fire with 2 back-to-back Deagle KOs. Zaytho looking to be the 3rd on deck, but maybe the Katanas can get it done instead, and that's gonna be AAAd coming out ahead in that fight. A little bit of a misstep, I believe, with that Dance of the Butterfly. Maybe it was just 27 A's drawing a little bit too much attention with that Jeff ultimate, and AAAd able to deal with that too swiftly, too easily, but not a bad early fight win. That said, I kind of want to see Rocco swap off of this Ultron. You're getting a fair bit of value out of the damage boost, but Alonefields is also constantly checking you. Psylocke is a great counter to the Ultron, and I mean, Rocco is struggling to have agency in these fights.
100%, couldn't agree more right now. That is exactly what they need to do. Try to get the value. If you're not going to get the Rage of Ultron going off because Alone's there to mark them, they're not going to get that power that they expect from having the Ultron in the skies. But speaking of power, there it is. Quasar taking out Ace, bringing the power. 30% climbing for AAA right now in the mission area. They're unlocking so much potential. Quasar as well. Big power from the Jeff with the triple KO, taking out Songjuk Woo as well. And they're maintaining this percentage lead.
Rocco able to live that fight, get a Rage of Ultron, carry over onto the next one, and AAAd with a pretty hefty ult bank. So, I mean, if you can stop Alonefields from checking Rocco, then the swap doesn't really need to come through. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, like, what do you even swap to? The Mantis' ban? I don't think that's going to work out, but a Banhammer coming out from Tuba. There's Alonefields again getting the better of Rocco. The Rage of Ultron denied. Anger management classes on deck.
Ho ho! We're going to need to check into those classes to see if we can, you know, pass on some lessons to be learned here. Quasar taking out alone. That's big value. That's power. Look, XOXO trying to contest here, trying to, you know, maintain the lead they had in the previous round. But right now, AAA's holding it. They're really strong right now. They're really executing a lot more usage of the ultimate. Zeta, however, takes out Wensga. We're going to see Jeff time going up from Quasar. Is it going to land? Is it going to scoop anybody up? That is the question, but they're going to get hunted down by the Banhammer. But there's just so much sustained pouring in from Quasar right there, being kept alive, and they're going to be throwing Ace away and out of the fight.
Good Elim there, and good freedom charge as well from No Smite to try and extend this fight. AAAd, whether they win or not, will be taking this one to 99. Reyes are going to unleash that Kumiho, get a little bit more sustainability for the last remnants of EXO. As Ace has made the swap over onto the Adam Warlock, 50% on the ult charge. I don't know that we're going to see a Karmic Revival come out, but if you can get him in there and start to get some damage and healing off and maybe build up to that, it will be huge, especially now that EXO are in control of the point, meaning they will be able to hide this Adam Warlock, play that for the next fight, and AAAd are going to be temporarily shunted from the point, all the Joyful Splash, just to try and keep Rocco alive. And once again, on that Ultron, you're taking so much damage from this Psylocke that Quasit's attention has to be split. You know, wherever Rocco is, you're having to peel for your backline while also trying to bolster the front line. This is where all of the healing is coming from, right here, this Jeff, and you can't be splitting it like that when these fights start to break down.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more right there. We need to get the value, and speaking of the value, there it is. Both DPs going for it. Zeta and Tuba, everyone's going, letting it out right now. Listen, taking him to court. But the question is, who is going to feel the gavel right there? And it's going to be Ace taken down. There goes the Adam. No chance right there. Rez as well, 27 A's. But is there a chance for Cocoon? Is Karmic Revival close to being online? Yes, it is. 96, 97, 99. But taken down. They do. Tuba manages to secure the Adam. Big pressure coming out from all of that dive potential from AAAd. That's 99%. There is a chance for a portal, but I don't think they have a chance to contest. That's going to AAA. We're tying up this crook. Oh, we're tying up T'Challa. We're tying it up right now. We're going to settle it on the spaceport.
It ends up looking like so rough for AAAd losing that point there, but they're able to take down Ace before that Karmic Revival comes out. 90% to that ultimate. Ace oversteps and Illicit snipes him out, and that's one of the things about Daredevil, as we talk about. You know, he's overpowered, to say the least, and it's not because of his damage. Netties keep nerfing this guy's damage. It's not the damage. It's the fact that he's got literal wall hacks. You can't hide an Adam Warlock for a res when this guy can see through walls, so he knows exactly where Ace is hiding, and wasn't hiding all that well. Takes him down and forces him to pop the cocoon, and when he comes back to life, he's got 10% to build up that Karmic Revival. You don't have enough time left. We were already at 99%. AAAd just win that fight based on the clock, but the clock might not be on their side this time around. Ace is not swapping, so you're going to carry that Karmic Revival over to this first fight. Alone Phil's with that Dance the Butterfly as well, and no strategist ultimates for the side of AAAd. Rocco, even with that Rage of Ultron, I think if that Dance the Butterfly comes out, you're still going to be in trouble, especially if you get a little bit too close to the ground.
100% right there. If you get too close to the damage, to the pain, to the power, you're not gonna see the results you want. But we're gonna see how it all unfolds with the Rage of Ultron from Rocco this time. Gonna try to match that output, try to keep the team sustained, but 2 down. Smite and Osa are going from the power of 27A's. XOXO getting the value here in their first fight. They utilized a couple ultimates there, but in return, AAA gonna have potentially get Quaisted with a 3K off the map. You gotta be kidding me. Quaisted on the Jeff right there. Big munch, and they go from Jeff time, and that's gonna flip it to AAA's side, even though XOXO started winning the fight. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, Sungjok Woo on the Venom, he's like, what happened? Like, where'd my team go? I thought we won that fight. We started that off with 3 opening KOs, but Quaza just turns it right on his head with a huge Jeff Eaton. Sometimes it's the things you can't plan for. AAAd now in control, now holding on to the Freedom Charge, about to come into a ban hammer here, and Alone Phil's making the swap over onto the Star-Lord. I think now feels that the Psylocke counter to that Ultron might not have been good enough. We gotta take to the skies. We gotta fight fire with fire.
Fight fire with fire power right now. That's literally what you're gonna see with a Captain America in the skies. Charging forward, Freedom Charge. Oh, Rocket taking out Ace. The Ultron differential secured for the AAA side right there. No Smite still bringing the Vibranium pressure in the mission area right there. Trying to get the value. XOXO as well. Bringing the power. Doing what they can. Luna trying to forward through and get some pressure off as well. Big sustain pouring in right there. Rocco tries to get the value. No Smite still pressuring with the Captain America right there. Just constantly displacing all of XOXO right there. But Zeta as well pushes in. Tries to set it up. No chance for a ban hammer. 27A's does not get there. Unleash the Kumio. Shut down by No Smite. Zeta takes Rocco. There's a Fate of Both Worlds coming out from Resta right there. And they're going to keep on dancing. Keep on trying to stall it out. But it's just not in their favor. AAA's resources are currently outnumbering XO.
Sungjok Woo on a sliver of HP. Yeah, Tuba with one last Eagle shot to put him down. Lone Phil's potentially next on deck, but Tuba can't commit. His health bar is a little bit too low. Rage of Ultron now coming out from Ace is gonna evict No Smite from the point for the time being, but now with Tuba all topped up, gonna take the katanas out, start slicing, start dicing, but he's not able to confirm any elims. Illicit wants to let the devil out though, and still not able to find it. Alone Phil's up in the skies, the Galactic Legend, pressuring him down, but through it all, Illicit is able to find 2. Luckily, I mean, felt like the sustain was there for XO for just so long, but now with Tuba taking down Zeta, it might be all over but the cry, and 94% in XO seemingly have burned bright but burned out fast as Rocco with a 2-piece there. Strange TP play potentially going to come out from Rester, but AAAd have evicted XO, drained the bank, and now for this last fight, XO are coming up bloody battered.
Ooh, just when you thought they could contest, unfortunately, the second player could not get on there in time. And there it is, AAA. With a bit of hype, with a bit of firepower, and flipping it right there in the middle round. They do take the space ball, and they do take Burning T'Challa as a whole and win this first map in the series.
I think it comes down to that Fate of Both Worlds from Rester. I mean, it was greedy. I think you wanted to hold on to that for as long as possible, but there was so much pressure coming out from No Smite, and he held on to it for such a long time. And by the time he finally pops it, 27A's is down. It's too little too late. And then, sure, it's a great ultimate to stall for time, but if you're not in control of the point, it's not stalling time, it's wasting it. And then you don't have any tools to be able to overcome what AAAd have. You don't have that strategist ultimate, you don't have the damage, you don't have that raw stopping power. It was all on that Galactic Legend from Alone Phil's, and it was dicey. I wasn't confident Illicit was going to be able to find the KOs with that Let the Devil Out. I should learn never to be unconfident in Illicit as he comes out with 17 final hits on this map alone. Jeez, like, this guy is next level. Alone Phil's though with that Galactic Legend, I think had he been able to shut Illicit down somehow, some way, maybe we'd be singing a different tune, but once things break down and you're relying on those level of hero plays, it's already over.
Yes, could not tell you more about that, because literally what we witnessed is exactly of how the ban phase was going to play out. Strange was a massive factor. A denied portal literally lost an entire round. No portal access, lost him the chance to contest one more fight to potentially win the round and flip it back 99 to 99. But that's how it unfolded for them right there for XO. It wasn't in their favor, but AAA, they played smart. They secured Daredevil at the same time as making sure both teams did not have the Elsa, did not have the Gambit. That leaves them with a best in slot, which is crazy. The question is, can XOXO bring a little bit of Daredevil potential of their own? Right now they're relegating to focusing on that Van pool, hoping theirs can be better than AAA's. We'll see in the next fight if it goes in their favor.
One thing I will say is about how that played out is this is more or less how the last time these two teams played out. It was AAAd taking the domination map, but once we started to go into Convoy and Convergence, that's when XO started to pick up more steam. Last time around, though, it was a 2-0 for AAAd on domination. This time it was a lot closer. I think that does tell us that since day number 1 of group stages, which was forever ago, the gap between these two teams has gotten a little bit more narrow. And for a team that came up short last time around, but come up ahead on domination this time, I think that's a little worrying. I don't think you're sitting too comfortable right now if you're AAAd, but we're going to go to a quick break. You can all sit comfortably for the next couple of minutes, but don't get too comfortable because we're going to be right back with some more action. We'll see you in just a bit.
Wishes to reclaim my city. You call yourselves New York's guardians. Now is the time to prove it. Thank you very much. Slice and dice. Ancestral sword. Strike! Time to make the undead dead again. Curse thee, vile creature! Well done. Perhaps I'll give you the key to the city after this.
I shall feast on your bones! Ratatosker? What did Dracula do to you? You've got to fight, girl!
You truly believe yourself my equal? Pathetic. You have my thanks, but your vigilante antics have violated the law. You're under arrest. It never falls! Little love.
Back again, everybody, here today for Marvel Rivals Ignite. We're here between the two teams right now, XOXO and AAAd. We've got map 2 coming up right now in this best of 5 series. Currently, AAA have the lead as they took Burn into T'Challa, but now it's on XOXO to try and tackle the ban phase a bit differently. Hopefully, don't lose Strange, because it matters. Do not lose Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we talk about we've had some other casters and other people in the community talking about how valuable the Doctor Strange is on domination, especially as a pick and ban. I think it's arguably more valuable on some of these cart maps. You know, when you start to get to the convoy and the conversions, which coincidentally, just like I highlighted before we went to the break, is where XO got those 2 map wins over AAAd last time around. And again, I feel like AAAd coming ahead 2-0 last time around, but only 2-1 this time on Burn T'Challa means that things are a little bit closer between these two teams than you would like, especially if you're AAAd, a team that has taken maps off of Pirates, that has competed with some of the best in the region, and does have the potential to punch up. But XO has the potential to not just punch up, but just punch all over, punch wildly. And speaking of punching up, they're taking us to Central Park. This is another comfort map pick for XO, one that they arguably almost beat Reject on yesterday.
Ooh. Potentially being Reject is a big thing to achieve. If they can pull through again, maybe Dracula's Castle goes in their favor. We'll find out as we tackle that very, very soon. It's good to see a little bit of convergence nice and early. Normally we get Domination a second time, maybe, potentially, maybe Convoy. Museum of Contemplation. Should be Museum of Convoy at this point. Rename the map to the mode. But
and for a map called Museum of Contemplation, people don't really think very much before they pick it. It's just like right out the gate. They're like, I don't need to contemplate this at all. Take me to the museum. But yeah, you can't really predict this team XO. They have a couple of map picks, whether it's Central Park or Araco. Those are some of their better preference teams, but they have looked pretty decent on Museum of Contemplation from time to time. So, hey, that's still going to be on deck if they end up blowing this map as well. But I've liked the way they looked on Central Park historically, even before this tournament. I think it's been one of the best maps overall for XOXO01. You know, how many times have we seen XO versus Zero Tenacity and XO getting the better of the likes of Zero Tenacity on this map? Granted, older incarnations of both teams. Some time has passed, some lessons have learned, some things have changed, but as I've said a couple times, sometimes the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Ooh, yes, that's true, that's true. Listen, if you change too much, you're never going to isolate what is the factor to why we're winning or losing. How do we enable it? How do we disable our weaknesses? That is the question both teams need to ask themselves going forward, because you guys are in the lower bracket. You got to lock in more than ever right now. It is literally a survival series, right? One of these teams is going home. We're going to find it very, very soon. If AAA win this map and then another map, woo, they're on. They saved themselves. XO, we'll have to say farewell to them in the preseason, but it can be anyone's game. XOXO have proven a lot of people wrong time and time again, but AAA, they want to establish themselves as the top tier team in Asia. They've been proving themselves very, very well lately, but right now they're meeting a bit of adversity. We'll see how it unfolds for them throughout this series. I just want to get into it.
I'm excited as well. I want to see the picks, I want to see the bans, and curiously, I want to see if AAAd are able to scout out the kinds of things that XO like to play on this map, because we've seen some crazy things. You know, how many times have you seen Sun Wu bust out the magic? More times than I think anybody else in Ignite, and a lot of the times that you see that come out, it's going to be right here on Central Park. This map is very conducive to a lot of the things that XO like to hit you with. And if you're AAAd and you're not ready for them because you haven't been scrimming this map, because you've been playing Museum of Contemplation, because you think that's where everyone's going to take you, rightfully so, you might not be well prepared for XO. And can you ever really be truly prepared for the kind of chaos that this team can provide? We will see as we kick things off with map number 2. Can AAAd start to pull ahead in this series, get themselves up 2-0, or will XO even the score? Only time will tell, but the bands can give us a hint.
Ooh, Gambit. Yeah, it's not even a question.
Can I have my alluring ace skin in the game, please? Can some of you stop banning Gambit? I want to see my guy's abs.
We just want to see the AAA abs. We'll find out now.
The A's in AAAd stand for abs.
Yes, we should flip the D. Make it a B. But, ooh, look who's back. There's a woman protected right there. XOXO, lock in Sue Storm. That is exactly what you want to see. In return, they're not going to have the Mantis. Mantis, look out, because you've been banned.
So, it's going to be more normalcy for the first half of the ban phase. The back half is where things start to break down. That's where we start to see some of those like Doctor Strange bans or the White Fox bans or some of these other ones that I think kind of dictate things a little bit more. Invis Protect coming out from the side of AAAd for an Elsa ban. Again, this is very similar to what we saw in Burn It T'Challa last time around. And I think, yeah, Mantis and Elsa also going to be taken off the field. So pretty even overall. Here's the last two, though. This is where things are going to start to shake up. This Protect from AAAd gonna shape a lot of things. Last time I believe it was the Vanpool. No, that might have been XO. I should really remember things that happened 5 minutes ago.
Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Okay, well, we can see both teams have Invis. Oh!
Okay, alright, yep, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Doctor Strange Protect.
I think they were expecting, because it was XOXO that didn't have the Strange. In return, AAA said, okay, they might do that to us, let's protect Strange. But at the same time, they're going to ban
No, it was XO that banned the Strange last time around, and that's forcing
that's
XO.
right.
That's forcing
right,
AAAd
yes,
to burn a
first round.
protect on it, meaning that now XO
You're
can
right.
have the pick of the litter. They're gonna ban out Illicit's Daredevil, and I do like that because another one of the heroes that can be really, really strong on this map, especially with all the cover, all the flank routes, is Daredevil. No more wall hacks, Illicit. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to play a good, honest hero, but we know there is nothing honest. It's very dirty when this guy comes down to the Psylocke, when it comes down to the Phoenix. His hero pool is deep, his skills immense. It's not limited just by the Matt Murdock, despite how overpowered Daredevil might be. I'll keep harping on that until I stop seeing him in my ranked games. Every time I hear "I see you," I get a chill down my spine, and I want to log off and cry.
I'll tell you what, the Strange protect on both sides. You know what that means? White Fox, open. Ultron, open. That is a massive backline, and great on this map, especially on Central Park. If they can get a value with those two backline picks right there, they're gonna go for gold. That is literally what they forced them to do. And
Something
now,
snuck through.
ultimately,
Something snuck through in the side of AAAd. Do you see what I see? I see a God of Mischief over on the side of AAAD. They managed to get away with the Loki, because I was thinking, like, I hate to cut you off, but like as you're talking, I was like, man, we really got mirror bans here, except for we didn't. The Daredevil ban means that Loki gets through. AAAD on the defensive side, not to spoil the surprise, chat, but you might be seeing a double res comp coming out from AAAD, and Sung Juk Woo gonna be on the Daredevil. It's gonna be up to him to try and scout out where Rocco is playing and maybe take him down as best you can before either he or Quazid build up to their ultimates. Otherwise, you're gonna be in for a long night, my friend.
And they grow stronger.
Ooh, speaking of a long night, the Eternal Night is what they want to throw on opposing team right now. They want to make sure that their day goes on again. Into the portals we go. To the backline, jumping into the outpost right there of Dracula's castle. Gonna set it up. Already Song Juk Woo with first blood, taking out Rocco. Gonna have to force that cocoon early. No chance of a comic revival. This fight is already on smoke right here. We're gonna see Rocco back again with the cocoon. Song Juk Woo rushing in, taking out Sue Storm. Guns goes out, Rocco's out, Illicit's out, T-Tuber's out. All of AAA are gonna fall to a strong start and a great first push by XOXO.
And that might be the full cap. Tuba was playing the Doctor Strange, so you can't make the swap over onto it. One swift, clean fight, and blink and you miss it. It's over. 540 in the time bank, and XO capped the first point. And I talked a lot about the kind of things that XO would like to play. We did not see Sung Juk Woo play the Daredevil last time around. We saw them almost break through with the magic. I think AAAD may have scouted it. Maybe they thought they had the answer, but XO, as they do so often, they change the question, and now AAAD are going to be left scratching their heads. What do we do next? How do we reclaim control of this cart before things spiral out of control? As XO have the map control, and Sung Juk Woo is utilizing it to its fullest potential, forcing out the regen domain from Quazid already. This Loki is going to be feeling like his life is on the clock now, because it very much so is.
Oh, there it is. No smite with a big pick taking out Zeta. Doctor Strange is down for now. T-Tuber is close to the Agamotto. Honestly, every ultimate online for AAAD in this next fight, 100% certified. XOXO in return, have a chance of something crazy. Beautiful thing about this map, towards the middle of the map, you've got this beautiful thing called environmentals. Okay, alone can definitely get a big Jeff time and maybe take him off the map. I'm curious to see if it'll happen, but first Wester is going to hit that ban hammer right now, singling out the Strange. Going to try and get value with the Agamotto from T-Tuber. Is going to stop that momentum coming out, and they do blast through and take down Resta. Rocco falls as well in return. It's a trade 1-to-1 on each side. Everybody's firing shots, but Illicit's the one in the sky, bringing down the Edsong Inferno! And potentially gets Song Juk Woo, who gets healed up by the backline.
Smash not going to be coming out from Ace. Invisible Boundary coming out, but Illicit caught outside of it, exiled. But meanwhile, inside, Eye of Agamotto from Zeta hits onto Illicit, and that is a huge Maelstrom, taken down too. And this should be XO taking control of the card again. A triple for Zeta in this fight, and Tuba, it's just a formality, practically donating the quad over to Zeta. And again, with Tuba swapping off of the Doctor Strange, there's not going to be a portal play that comes through here. It's just going to be a Yancey Street charge, potentially. No, he's swapping back over with the Doctor Strange. Oh, no. That might be too much time. No, that's got to be the cap. There's no chance. It's the cap.
They are moving crazy right now. They got a 5-minute time bank. Already at the double doors of Dracula's castle right now. This is not a good position for AAA, but nonetheless, XOXO have the momentum they wanted all along right now, and they're doing it. They're resetting it. Look at Resto's charge, hitting those bounces right there on the strap pull, right on the head of Ace right there, and they're ready. They're gonna bring the pop quiz, and poof, I do not want to be AAAD walking into that test right now.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with bouncing on your homies every now and then. And have that final exam now coming through. Rage of Voltron from Rocco just to try and stem the bleeding here for AAAd, but XO still getting everything they want out of this fight. They're getting positioning, they're getting resources, but Zeta is getting bullied by No Smite with the walls up behind him, and that might be enough alone for XO to want to back off. They say, yeah, we're missing out on our front line. We don't have the shield anymore. We don't really have all that damage or the burst potential from the Maelstrom, so we're going to be taking our leave. It's okay. We got 4 minutes. We can take a mulligan. Oh, wait, no. Sunjaku caught out alone, potentially scouted.
Ooh, top shots right now coming out from Resta on the strap pull right there. Gonna bring a lot of value. Bring sustain. Hopefully try to get some opening here. The only thing they could possibly do right now, just keep pushing, trying to burn AAA's strategist ultimates if they can. Quasted has a shapeshift online. There's no smite in T2, but they want to go for a big shiny prison. They'll scoop up all the XO, but there's no follow-up. Nothing follows suit from AAA. Nobody follows up, and unfortunately, the prison doesn't get the value.
Shielded Seraphim and the bubbles coming out from the Hulk. A lot of sustain there. Ayagamoto from Tuba has to try and burst through all that healing from that invisible boundary, but it's not going to be enough. Alone Feels with a big Jeff ultimate. I mean, that invisible boundary, it's like fish in a barrel, and these fish are going swimming, my friend. That is a quad for Alone Feels, and with 320 in the time bank, I think XO have their eyes set on a full cap. That throw no longer belongs to Dracula. It belongs to something far more sinister.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, I saw it coming, but like, damn! To get that quad right there.
I'm glad you saw it coming. AAAd didn't see anything coming.
Yeah, I know. I should have let them know. My bad. My apologies. Let them know. Let them know. Listen. Maybe you get the Daredevil. You know, have a bit of, you know, look through the walls and maybe you can see. But honestly, you gotta look through underground because that's where the Jeffs are hiding right now, splashing around and getting that value. But that's what we want to see. Some big Jeff action. But
can Daredevil see underwater? Is that a?
Ooh. But that depends how well the sound travel underwater. He probably can't see in space because sound doesn't travel in space.
Okay, so that would be one way that we can nerf him is we can just set all maps in space. Okay, he doesn't have echolocation. He's not like a dolphin, so he couldn't see the shark coming for him.
He does have echolocation. Wait, he does have echolocation.
Does he? He doesn't like.
Is Daredevil a dolphin?
I don't think he is. I don't think that's his backstory. I'm not familiar with the comics, but I'm pretty sure he does not have a blowhole. Pretty sure he is not a dolphin. Never been to SeaWorld.
I don't think so either. You know what? You know he's definitely not a dolphin. Ultron right now. Alright, let's talk reality. They've switched it up a little bit. We got No Smite bringing out the Venom now. Venom's good. It's a good pick, good situation right here, but I gotta say, what a strong push. They had 3 minutes 11 left in the time bank by the end of Dracula's Castle right there. So let's see if in return AAA can bring the same pace right now, or XO are going to hold. We're going to find out. I already see a little bit of rotations. Illicit's on the Psylocke here. That's a good switch. Dance of the Cutterfly could get some value and slice it up.
I think even outside the ultimate, Illicit can get a ton of value with this Psylocke, but again, like having the Daredevil band not being able to see through walls, despite the performance from Illicit in the past on the Psylocke, it's still a bit of a nerf not being able to scout out where XO are lurking. Right now, no mysteries. It's right in front of you. They're on the point. They want to brawl. They want to throw hands, but they have got some hands as an early final test coming out here from Rester, and Rocco already felled, so I think your hopes of setting the same pace as XO are already going up in smoke.
Ooh, there it is, the moment. Yeah, right there. They don't get that first fight victory. They don't get that early capture that XOXO did, but nonetheless, still have time. Still have a moment to work with. Still got 3 minutes in the bank. And ultimates are halfway there. Going to build it up as they go. Resta already did use, you know, that pop quiz. Going to see if they get value as well. Alone, got to watch out for Alone. That Jeff is building up quickly. It might also be time for another bit of Jeff time. Splash in action, we'll see. Aces landing some shots here, trying to get the thunderclaps on the backline, clearing out some squids right there. Missing that Gamma team up that they used to have together. But nonetheless, everybody's going right now, fighting around Invisible Woman right there. Getting the booms. The integral part of Deadpool's kit is animated letters flying at you. And also his hero icon. Does the hero icon do bonus damage? The Lord icon, I believe. Does the champion icon do bonus damage? We need to answer that question.
Racer's got more than enough answers right now, but Tuba's got the answer for this defense right now. I have Agamotto, but the burst damage isn't there. Good bubbles coming up to stop the damage from coming through, so Tuba not going to get a whole lot. Got to use the Cloak of Levitation to avoid Aloneville's, who has once again managed to get 2 in the Jeff ultimate there, and Zeta with another eye just to make sure that that shark gets away safely with his prey. Quasit and Wings are dumped in the drink, and AAAd again repelled, and this is starting to worry me because Alyssa making the swap over onto the Namor, a very reactive swap. That's the kind of swap you make in your ranked games when you are just getting it handed to you over and over again by Dive, and you're like, we gotta slow this down. These squids gotta put in overtime just to try and slow the tempo. It's not working, and I don't know that you're gonna have enough time to make another adjustment after this one and still hope to get a full completion on this map, even if you can break through this stalwart defense from XO.
And there it is right now. Trying to break through is the Rage of Ultron, the Rage of Rocker right there. Trying to see if they can get that moment, get that power. XOXO right now having a bit of a ooh, Ace is taken down. Rocker's getting value. But hold on, chat. Deadpool wants to send you a message. Okay, let's find out if you're going to reply right there. Rocco's going to laser him up on the back line. Going to see if they match it right there. There it is. Hulk is back in the fight. Quasid's going to drop the boundary, sustain all of AAA to try and hold a bit longer right there. And there it is. They do capture and push XOXO back, which means they're going to get some time added to the bank, and they're going to keep on pushing down the path.
A bit of a mistake there from XO. I think they spread themselves a little bit too thin, and Ace got caught out without the support. And meanwhile, 2 ticks came through from AAAd before the fight really broke down. So they don't even need to win the fight outright in order to get the cap. And now all of these staggered KOs is just icing on the cake for them. They're not able to get that last one there, but that's still good enough. That should be enough to get the cart around this first corner, break any potential of a spawn hold coming out from XO, but XO still want it. You can see this angle that Xantha's taking right now, trying to shepherd the rest of the team. We're seeing No Smite coming in to try and stop the bleeding, but have to use the Feast of the Abyss just to do it.
There we are right now. Zitha with the Seraphim Shield on the front lines, trying to push forward. Songjok Woo gonna let it out right now and go on in, diving straight for Sue Storm, trying to take her to court, trying to get that value, but he's gonna get the value, and Quasid's taken down. Rocket falls as well. Gamma Charge, the Bubbles are leading their team forward as they do maul through AAAd right there and finally stop that pushing momentum.
Very characteristic aggression from XO, and being able to win that fight does mean that now they do have the opportunity for that spawn hold like we said. So this 2 minutes in the time bank, XO are going to be able to whittle that down to, I believe, under a minute before this cap comes through, if at all. AAAd don't really have any good tools to be able to burst through it. Hornet Proteus? Sure, but you need some follow-up in order to set people up for that to actually find the elims.
Here we are seeing as they're pushing on through right there. T-Tuber has a chance for a Maelstrom. We're going to see DP go for that pop quiz right there. Resta's making it happen for themselves. They're on the back foot right now, AAA, but they're going to see if they can label somebody to target right now for XOXO, but it's going to be Resta slicing, taking out Rocker, shutting down the Ultron in the sky. Zeta on the back line. Please Alyssa out of the fight, denying the Namor and bringing more value to stop this push coming out again right there. They're going to stop that momentum. They're going to really push AAA back into a double Maelstrom right there. Tuba falls, Winsga falls, No Smite falls as well. It's 27A's getting that power. They're going to really sustain pretty well here and just get ready for another defense. They're really good rotating now. Really good.
Rocco making the swap off of the Ultron over onto the Wolverine, trying to maybe go for some kidnaps onto Zeta specifically if you can get this Doctor Strange, but you gotta catch him when the Cloak of Levitation is off cooldown, so even that isn't going to be a sure thing. And now with only a minute and 15, Sung Chuk-woo lurking on the rooftops, brooding, contemplating his next move. Alyssa puts a couple of shots into his head, gives him something else to think about, and Aloneville's taking down Quasit, and AAAd has spent too much time thinking. XO, they came to fight!
Only 60 seconds left.
Oh, yes, they did indeed right there. They're going to see a minute left for themselves to try and make potential, try to get to those double doors. We'll see. Quasid's going to have a boundary for the next fight. So will 27A's. So Invisible Women are both prepared for the next fight. How about Songjok Woo is staging a bit on the high ground behind AAA, trying to see if they can flank and get some value. We'll see. AAA are going to be forced to move on forward. We're going to see Hulk over there. Ace trying to get something going with the Gamma Charge. We're going to see Ratatoska is moving. And Agamotto is online if needed for T-Tuber. They do get a bit of value. A lot of the XOXO team are in the purple right now. But they're going to be able to nullify that with a bit of 27A's on the boundary. There it is. A big steal from Rocker right there. Last stand crashes down. Taking out 27A's. Denying the rest of the boundary. Taking Songjok Woo as well. Alyssa getting value on the Phoenix right now. Yeah, immediately switching right here to the Phoenix Wolverine team up. That is just mutant madness right there. The power. That's going to help them push through. But they're in overtime. They got one more fight.
Rocco fell towards the tail end there. Alone Phil's just lurking in the back line. That Jeff alone and could potentially be dealt with, but Illicit can't commit, has to stay on the cart, so Alone Phil's just gets to exist there, has the Jeff ultimate, and you have to be very careful about that if you're AAAd. Illicit wants to try and take the duel, stop that from coming through, and not going to be able to stop him from getting back to the team. Does find Sung Juk Woo, pops the Ensong Inferno just to deny the Shark his value, and that's what you got to do if you want to keep yourself on the cart right now.
Ooh, overtime. Certified Rocco taking out Zeta right there. Big slashes coming out right there. Gonna be focusing on the Grey Hulk. And Ace is taken down right there. No chance for Brewster to get some value. There it is. They got momentum. AAA. Just when you thought they may not have taken it through, they're gonna get it to that final gate. And we got 90 seconds left to see if they can match the same distance as XO, or XO gonna take a map in this series.
I've got a feeling XO might be feeling themselves right now. I mean, like you said, with only a minute and a half, that is rough, especially to get through this last point here. It's going to have to be full Snowball City for AAAd if they want to get it done, and XO have the ults to slow that down. That Hulk smash at 90%, that's going to buy them a lot of time just on its own. That let the devil out as well, that's going to draw a lot of aggro, force AAAd to play reactively, and they don't have good reactive tools right now. No strategist ultimates. Rocco is still lagging a little bit behind when it comes to that last stand charge. Can't really snuff out any of that momentum, and Sung Juk Woo wants to ride the momentum, but Quasid able to shut him down with the force physics.
There it is, Quasid getting value right there. Pushing forward, the Hulk is just going to go down, 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 back to Brucey. And it's going to be Ace going to have to come back to the fight a later time. 30 seconds left for AAA as the map restructures, destroyable terrain, regrowing terrain. Is the way the map plays out here on Central Park. You got to be very careful how you set up for the next fight. But last stands online for Rocco could get some value. So much is going on. They're just getting ready. Ultimates are ready to go off.
Yeah, it's the best case scenario for AAAd. They've got all the ultimates that they need. They only had to use the Feast of the Abyss, and realistically, I don't even know if they needed to use that. We're going to have a final exam coming out from Resner. I believe that was either that or the Van Hammer. Ace just takes Tuba for a ride, though. Knows the spawn advantage that XO's favor. Is more than happy to sacrifice his life for the greater good.
Oh, Van happy indeed right there. No Smite taking out 27As. Rocco! Follow him in suit. Cleaning Resta out of there. And they're going to be slashing full berserker right now from Rocco. Just shredding through, trying to take those Vanguards out of the fight. Bazita saved by 27As and alone. Pouring those heals in right there.
Ace gets another one!
In return. And oh my days, the value of these kidnaps right now. Rocco is just getting bang after banger off the map right there. But in disguise is the Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. Doesn't have the Agamotto to drop, but will be able to build a Maelstrom right now. Every bit of damage Rocco is pouring into Zeta is just being sustained right now by 27As. But there it is, 2-2, but with the Agamotto in the backline right there to stop that momentum of XOXO right there. But there it is. Alyssa takes another. Spider-Man's in the house, everybody. We're swinging around. We're getting friendly with a Rocco takes that Ace. There is the pressure. 1.87 meters left, and nobody's left there to defend. There's only one straggler, and there it is, AAA. They push it to the end. It ain't over till it's over.
And I wish I could say that after a fight like that, as scrappy as it was, the AAAd could unclench having won that, but no, they can't. They need to stay full white knuckle from here on out because they're only going to get another minute, and that means a minute donated over to XOXO01 for their attack, 4:11 for XO's attack. Literally, they get to start overtime with more time than you start with. That's a miracle. That's just a testament to how fast the pace was here. But in extra innings, AAAd get to now set the pace, and if they find one opening pick, as Illicit has been able to do time and time again, or one good kidnap, as Rocco has been able to do, they might be able to get this ball rolling and snowball it all the way. We could maybe go to a 6-6 on this one. I don't know. It might just be wishful thinking, but it's going to be off the back of these duelists that on both sides have been making some insane plays. And I shout out to Ace again with the kidnaps over the map back-to-back on the Wolverines. I don't know how that wasn't the end for AAAd. The tenacity of this team to just see your teammates go sailing over the edge over and over again and still show up to fight. That is a team that really, really wants it.
Oh, couldn't agree more. They are really trying to bring everything out right now because they don't want to go down the map. They do not want to tie this series up. Let's see if AAA can keep maintaining their momentum right here. But XOXO, you know, they're still very formidable and have a comfortable 4 minutes. But AAA, you got 1 minute to try and get a capture and get as far as you can to set the bar for XO to beat. Let's see if they can make it happen.
No opening portal play this time from Tuba, just walking up with the Sorcerer Supreme. I think that shows a lack of confidence, wanting to hold on to that portal for the overtime push. I think it's smart, though, and does give them an opportunity to use it if and when they need it. Hello, Quasid nearly getting caught out there by the dive. The peel is going to be there, but Tuba has to turn his back to the threat in order to do it. Takes a lot of damage, and suddenly all that space they tried to claim, they have to give it back up, and now half the time bank gone. AAAd, they have to make a move, and they have to make it now, but it's Rester taking the initiative.
Oh, there it is. Gamma bubbles are being set up, but we don't have any more time left. 20 seconds left. There goes 2. There goes 3. That's AAA losing 2 many players right now. A whole team is struggling right here. No Smite is the last one there.
Ace gonna deny the portal.
We know what's about to happen. Yep, Ace is there, ready to hit the Exile. Waiting for one's gonna hit it. Jumps in, gets pushed away. Do they see the Exile? Do they get the portal off in time? There is no chance for a portal. There's 2 seconds left. Oh, Rocco tried to fly contest, but just shy of the mark. Now is very interesting because no movement was achieved, which means if XOXO can take it just one third of that outpost, they'll be able to win a map here and tie up this series. We'll see if they can pull that off, though. Gotta say,
I mean,
it's a lot.
It would be a Herculean effort from AAAd, and that's an understatement, I believe, to deny XO from getting even a single tick in 4 minutes and 11 seconds. We're gonna have to witness the defense of all time from AAAd if they have even a single hope of that, because I gotta be real, I don't think they even touched the point. It's the benefit of playing this strat pool, especially when you go into extra innings and you already get all of the upgrades. You can just pop that bobblehead, and that pretty much gets you about halfway to an ult. All you really need is a couple of good deagle shots. After that, a little bit of extra heals for the squad, and you have the ultimate, and all XO just have to do is wait for Rester to get that ultimate, pop it, and then blitzkrieg right at AAAd. And with the comp that AAAd are playing, all they can do is react. They can't be proactive in a situation like that. They can't find a pick. They have to wait for XO to overextend, and if that doesn't happen, it's over. XO played that fight perfectly, and now they have the opportunity of a lifetime to tie up this series. And again, AAAd are going back to their old tricks. It's the double res comp, but it didn't work out last time. Rocco ended up being the first to fall, and XO took the point in a blistering pace. It's going to be the weight of the world on Rocco's shoulders on this mulligan. He's got to try it again, and he's got to do it correctly, but second verse, same as the first. A portal play from Zeta, but let's change up the game a little bit more. Instead of dropping right on you, now your spawn is ours.
Oh, that is going to be a big portal. If they can potentially get it going for themselves. Right now, they only need to take a 1 tick. They're going to be setting up on the flank there. Gotta bring attention. No chance for Resta to potentially get something there, but they do have that ultimate ready to go for the next fight. Everyone just taking pot shots right now as Doctor Strange's are measuring each other between Zeta and Tuba. We're going to see if they get the value. Everybody's starting to spam all of their abilities right. Zeta! What would it? It's the Maelstrom triple KO right there into the quad with their Eldritch Whip, taking out Tuba in return. They're going to keep on chasing, taking Adam out of the fight as well. Resta gets the clean one there. There's a lot right now that is not going in favor of AAAd, which does mean XOXO do take Central Park and take it, everybody. That's right. They do take the second map in this series. We tied it up in this best of 5. It's 1-1.
And XO bringing a strategy that I don't think AAAd were prepared for, leaning it all into that strat pool and able to set the tempo on these all-important fights with that final exam, whether it's that or whether it's the Ponage Pound. Rester very much so the MVP of this fight, which I think was I think that says a lot, considering we had 2 back-to-back quads for Zeta, and one as well for Alone Fills. Everybody from XO came to play, but the strategy absolutely hit on that one. 11 final hits for Rester. Is that are you sure that's a strat pool? Are you sure that's not a duelist pool? Did we get Jitward in here? Surely not, because there's not enough casualties there. But 15 final blows for Zeta. The Maelstroms were maddening for sure, and Sungjokbu with 11 final hits on the Daredevil, getting the intel, doing his job. This is, again, shades of the last time these two teams met. Yeah, AAAd came out ahead when it came to domination, but once it broke down onto these cart maps, XO got themselves in the driver's seat. They put their they put their foot on the gas, pedal to the metal. They got a lead foot. They never let up. And AAAd were playing catch up the whole time.
Absolutely right there. Resta getting the value so much as possible on that strat pool. But I gotta say, the Rocco Illicit switching to the good old tried and true Mewtwo combination between Phoenix and Wolverine, massive value, massive power, so much pressure, but just wasn't enough to handle XOXO. They just had better unity, and they played the distance and time to their advantage as much as they could.
I think Illicit and Rocco are both like 2 phenomenal players, especially when it comes to a lot of these heroes, but when you're relying on hero plays from the likes of your Phoenix or your Wolverine, something has already gone wrong at that point in time. That is like plan F, all right? Options like A through G, I forget the alphabet, caster math, caster alphabets, whatever. Never do any of that on broadcast. You're already so deep in the toolbox at that point in time that so many plans have already failed, and you're just hoping and praying for anything. And again, to their credit, yeah, it did work out when it worked out, but it didn't always work out, especially on that Adam Warlock. That strategy didn't play out. 13 casualties for Rocco, and I think at least a good 4 of those, if not more, might have been on that Adam Warlock. You just never really got what you wanted out of that composition. I hate to say it, but AAAd on that map didn't look prepared, but they've got some time to prepare for our next map. It's going to be their map pick, and we're going to go to a quick break before we serve up map 3 on a silver platter for you. Don't go anywhere, chat. We'll be right back.
Never falls! Oh, XOXO01. The moon haunts you!
We are back, everybody. You know what time it is. Marvel Rivals Ignite time here in the preseason for Pacific Asia. It's time. Lock in, clock in, get ready. We're going into a map 3. That's right. Normally the best of 3, this is the decider, but it's a best of 5. We're in an elimination station. XOXO or AAAd, one of them's going home. And right now, someone wants to claim back the lead.
No, I think you can be, if you're AAAd, you can be glad that it's not a best of 3 because last time around it didn't go your way. Again, a quick history lesson. Last time these two teams played was day 1 of the group stages, and XO won that one 2-1 after back-to-back wins on Arako and Shin Shibuya. I don't think AAAd are going to be so daft as to take us to Shin Shibuya up against XO. I think when we go to our convoy map, maybe Museum of Contemplation might be on deck, or maybe we get something where you're going to expect things to be a little bit more calmed down, but it's XO. Can you really expect anything less? Yeah, it's gonna be Museum. I should have known. I didn't contemplate it. They didn't either. They just went right for it.
It never escapes us. It never escapes us. We're always contemplating. We're always learning. We're going back in history, and we're taking it to the museum. This is gonna be the map of all time. Yup, certified. But enough about the map. We know what it is. Let's lock it in. Nonetheless, these teams are gonna bring something formidable. We know close quarters, corridors, shields, blocks, pillars. That's what this map has, and it lends to some crazy compositions. Dive is pretty good, rolling is really nice, still some line of sight for some little sniping action, but ultimately these teams, we know exactly Daredevil is going to be a hot commodity right now. They want to make sure they get that Daredevil. Why? Simply put, the vision. To be able to see through walls can just, you know, that makes no sense for Daredevil to give you vision. That is hilarious, but he does.
Yeah, and I think I see the vision when it comes to both of these teams and on this map. I think XO played very well when it comes to this map yesterday. They nearly won. They had some clutch plays to get a full cap there, but ended up stalling out when it came to extra innings. And this is the map that AAAd beat Pirates on. So I think if you're both of these teams, you're feeling reasonably confident, but there's a monkey on your back if you're XO that you're going to need to shake off if you want to get this win here. And here's another extra fun layer to things. When it comes to these best of 5 series, getting that first domination win for AAAd is massive, because if we go back to back, they get the map pick advantage from here on out. So if we get this one, next one's XO's map pick. Doesn't matter because map 5 can be taken on your terms here. So you're feeling good right now if you're AAAd. All right, I think you're feeling confident about this map pick. You're feeling like you have the ball in your court. You just got to hit this one slam dunk, and from here on out, should be smooth sailing.
That is the game plan. That's what you need to do. Listen to CB. Get some coaching.
It's true.
Figure
it's
out
true.
what you need to figure out.
I should be the authority on all things. I should always be listened. I've never
100%.
been wrong once before. Ignore my EMEA
Never.
preds. They didn't happen.
100%
My
we
therapist will be hearing about them and no one else.
There it is now. Right now, we really need to see what this matchup's going to be. We've got 1-to-1 going on right now. XOXO versus AAAd. There is a chance right now that there is someone going to take this lead. But is it going to go to a 3-2 situation? Or is someone going to take it in a 3-1 fashion? 3-1's been very common so far. Teams might be able to take a map off the other, but right now, teams are pretty evenly matched. I think this might go the distance.
Here's a scary thing, though, I think, for AAAd, though. Again, you're feeling confident in this map pick. Even if you get the win on this map, though, there's still those 2 comfort picks for XO. Once the map pool opens back up, you can be taken back to either Arako or Shin Shibuya, both of which I think XO are very comfortable on for their next map pick. And I don't really know that I like AAAd's chances, especially on a map like Shin Shibuya, so we'll have to see what ends up happening here. Hopefully they can get this map win. I think it's even scarier if they can't. But again, you're feeling comfortable, at least for the time being. No reason to deviate too far from the norm here. So again, first half of these bans is going to be pretty normal. Gambit, Elsa, Invis protects for both sides. Stuff that you expect to see. Neither team going for that Mantis protect early on, though, as we've seen a couple of teams reach for.
Now, Invisible Woman is double protected for both sides. In return, no Elsa either. Gambit Elsa, again, not showing up on our screens. Teams are going to still play confidently with those 3 slots usually being the same in every map that we've had so far. So it seems as though they're going to stay consistent with it. Mantis as well, banned on both sides. We're going to see that next protect rolling in for XOXO. Potentially, is it Strange? Yes.
Yep.
Again, we might see the same exact ban phase as last map.
Honestly, I mean, I think both teams are afraid of losing out on that recontest potential, especially on some of these long walkbacks. For both the attackers and the defenders, you know, we see a lot of Doctor Strange on this map. And again, both teams have been reaching for him even outside of that. We're going to see AAAd reaching for that Daredevil ban. Give a little nod to Sung Juk Woo. Say, all right, you know, we know that Daredevil isn't your main, but we don't want you to have the intel. You know, if you're going to play something flanky, something that we've dealt with before, something like the Magic, Psylocke, or any of these other crazy heroes that you like to play, go for it. All right, bring Spider-Man. We don't care. It's just as long as you can't see through walls, stop that.
Now, there we go. Doctor Strange, both protected. Here we go. And it's going to be the ban on Daredevil. Right there. No chance. Nobody's going to have that vision. CB, they're locked out. No chance of calling in a lawyer.
This is a mirror ban, and I think for both teams, I think that means they're both nervous about this map pick. AAAd, like, they know if they lose this map pick on their map pick, things can spiral out of control very fast and before they have a good opportunity to recover. And if you're XO, again, you were so close to beating Reject here, but that one slip up, I think, maybe makes you a little bit shy. So neither team wants to try and go for something too far out of the box. But what's interesting here is with these mirror bans, Loki makes it through for both sides. Like you mentioned, neither team gets the intel from the Daredevil. Both teams having to burn or protect on the Doctor Strange, making sure they have the recontest potential, the burst potential. Both teams going for the invis protect, so you both get to leverage that team up. I wouldn't ever be so crazy as to say that we're going to see a mirror matchup here when it comes to XO versus AAAd, because XO, I don't think they own a mirror, and I don't think they've ever looked into one, but if they were to look into one right now, They're seeing a team that needs to get this win. They're seeing a team that could potentially have sights on a championship, but they've got to get through one of their biggest obstacles, as they have done in the past. Museum of Contemplation, it may be a best of 5, but I feel like this map is going to decide the entire series. That might just be me, Liger. I might be crazy.
Oh, we gonna see. We gonna see if we're all crazy today, as we got Lunar Snow, so we can definitely get crazy if we want, with a bit of faith of both worlds and get up a Dancing Storm, but I like seeing a little bit of Rocket. It's been a while since we've seen some Rocket. A little good BR Beacon is going to help a lot from alone. We'll see if that's going to enable them further. Armor packs as well. A lot of potential here. But nonetheless, T-Tuber going in on the Seraphim Shields. Going to have a bit of a boxing fight as well with the Ace right there on the Incredible Hulk. But climbing around Songjak Woo on the Venom. Triple Vanguard lineup here from XOXO. Triple Strategist as well. So much potential.
See the power of this Doctor Strange, especially when Tuba is wheeling him in the neutral. You're seeing like a triple composition coming out from EXO. Even though it's a dive variation with the Venom and the Hulk, they do need to take a little bit or give a little bit of space in order to stage these dives. They're not sticking to the cart as well as they should. They're being bullied back by the raw neutral damage from Tuba, and that's great for AAAd. That means you don't even need to find a pick in order to get this cart moving, but sooner or later the blood is going to have to spill, and you want to make sure that you are the first one, and the Sensong Inferno might do just that, as Alyssa going deep but not able to find what he's looking for. But Wizger's there with the cleanup. Should be res with the BRB. I don't know if that got burned by the end song though.
Now we are talking about something that is going to really bring out a chance for EXO to stop the momentum of AAA. That's something. What is that something? It's going to have to be that big invisible boundary. There it is. Called it right then and there. That's going to give sustain. That's going to allow EXO to keep pushing forward. But Rocco's going to match it, set up the boundary as well. Both teams are going to be sustained. So somebody's got to fall. Somebody's got to yield, but not going to happen yet, as Rez and Winsgar are going to both use theirs as well. They're going to bring that dance. They're going to bring that White Fox. But it doesn't matter because Songjak Woo's in the backline. Going to crunch Rocco out of there right now and get that momentum going for themselves, as they do right then and there. There's a strong presence from Rocco. And right there, there it is. It is enough for EXO to stop that momentum of AAA.
It's a little bit rough for AAAd because this backline with the Loki and the Invis, they want to play a little bit further back so they're not taking the brunt of the damage, but they can still get the full value out of the healing. But that just means Songjak Woo can split them off, and then going with that Feast of the Abyss, no regen domain to save Quasid's life, gets taken down, and before Rocco can even blink, he's next on the chopping block. So a good early frag there, but Quasid gonna get a revenge story there onto Songjak Woo, saying, "Nuh-uh, not again."
Ooh, no smite, but we are going to talk about it, yes, tonight, as we are seeing Venom get that value again. Quasid going to be using that shapeshift as well to get the value that they needed. They're going to be doing a lot. Quasid as well, taking that ace. Zeta is going to be back in a fight from a BRB Beacon. A little portal to stop congestion. Haven't seen one of these in a while. It's a bit ballsy, but nonetheless, it's going to be risky for themselves. We'll see how it all finds out. And there it is, an Agamotto, no smite. Illicit taking our Rester as well. That's going to be Zeta as well falling. And the pressure, the power. 3-3. There it is. 3. It's just too much time added to their bank right now. They have so much time, so much momentum, and AAA are looking pretty good, but XOXO, they're getting ready. They got boundary for the next fight. They got strategist, amplifier as well from Rocket. It could be big.
It was a good portal.
Switching to Jeff.
It was a good portal that came out from Songjak Woo, though. I like that it split Tuba off from the rest of the team, but there was still some healing coming through, and Tuba hopping that Eye of Agamotto says, "I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me," and AAAd were able to get the cap off the back of that, but XO still want to keep this defensive aggressive, but Ace with no HP gonna get forced back down to puny banner form, and Illicit gonna make him feel oh so small with one more Cosmic Flame, and looking for more, but Alone Feels knows better, but Rester never learned his lesson. Illicit gonna teach him the hard way.
Ooh, we're gonna find out if No Smite has a chance to. Yep, hunch out 27 A's. Getting that value, chasing out to Jeff, trying to get more if they can right now, as they're just staggering, getting that potential. But AAA is gonna maybe keep the momentum going for themselves, as the wheels on the bus do keep on going around town. But Songjak Woo is gonna fall as well. It looks like in return, we are gonna see a little cheeky portal from T-Tuber as they try to block off some potential as well. This is a very interesting portal. Hold on a minute.
It just blocks up the entrance. XO, they're going to be forced to come out the left-hand side door from AAAd's perspective, and that just forces them into a choke. AAAd now know exactly where the fight's coming from. They know how to react. They know it's Jeff that's coming through, and they know from experience that if Illicit just takes to the sky with the Endsong Inferno, you don't have to worry about what lies in the deep.
Ooh, there it is. We're getting deep into the action right there. Rocco taking out Zeta, getting the value. Illicit lining up shots, focusing as much as they can to shut down the Strapple. Taking out Rez. Good power coming in from the Cryo Phoenix, but Potential is on their side right there if they can get it going. 4.7 meters. Can AAA take it to the second gate? 2.3, 1.9 meters. Barely a chance, but Ace is there to stall. The Monster Hulk is there to refuse to yield into the full animation right there. Completely juggling them, stalling them as much as they can, melting down that time bank and trying to stall it. Enough for their team to make it for the Agamotto into the Maelstrom by Zeta. That is high value, secured by the Ace.
Should be enough for AAAd to be forced back here. XO trying to hold on here, but Quaza doesn't want to give it up just yet with God of Mischief popping that invisible boundary, even the last remnants of AAAD safe haven, and there is no safe haven when Tuba is around with a Maelstrom. Returning fire says, Zeta, anything you can do, I can do better. That's a nice two-piece off the Maelstrom, and Sungjukwu gets split off. No Smite deep in the hunt, snuffs out his prey, and Zeta will fall, and AAAD will not be denied this cap no matter how hard the Monster Hulk wants to fight.
Now we are talking about no Smite right there in the value on the Venom, getting so much pressure as just enabled, and now in the third area they're gonna have so much free reign. They're gonna be swing around already, be hopping around already, getting the value that you want on the Venom. I gotta say, it's just that extra step forward right now from the dive lineup that has come from AAA here. XOXO, you know, on the defense a little bit. They do have Ace on the Hulk, getting quite a bit of value. They did melt down the timer, but AAA is in a good position. This is a very good section to push on Contemplation, but 2 minutes is maybe not enough. We'll find out.
We shall have to see, but again, like, no Smite going deep into the backline here, and that's kind of the trouble with XO's defense, where they want to just keep throwing bodies at the cart. You do have to leave someone behind, and no one is going to be left behind right now is Illicit with the Ensong Inferno. Everyone in his sight saying, you are nothing. Not going to be able to find any elims off the back of it, but building up the sparks, building up the damage. But XO able to hold on to all of it. Darkchild now going to come out from Sungjukwu. Is he going to find anything off the back of it? Tuba going in with the Agamotto to shut it down, and back-to-back headshots for Illicit, and that should snuff out this defense. Lickety-split here. AAAd going to get this Doctor Strange rolling on through point C.
Much better.
With eyes set on getting the full completion here, but a little bit more stall coming out from XO. I'm not quite sure where the threat is, and they're still hunting for Ace. Bro is a hide-and-seek master right now, but hey, alright, we found you.
Now we are talking about the last 50 seconds to see if AAA can take it to the end here. We're thinking that Y-Fox has the chance for the Kumio to be unleashed. Quasted as well, but Zetha's lining it up. We're going to see a big Agamotto, definitely for sure, and a boundary to suit.
Sungjukwu making the swap over onto the Spider-Man. I'm wondering if this is just for speed, if this is just for, again, that XO mantra of taking as many fights as quickly as possible. With only 30 seconds left, you don't have a whole lot of breathing room left, so one big play from the Spider-Man could make the difference. Have the Kumiho unleashed already early on from Winsker, and there's an Eye of Agamotto from Zeta!
There it is, following suit with a Maelstrom coming out from Zeta, getting that power of the Sorcerer Supreme. Remember, you got to contest inside the bounciness. You got to be very careful how this one works. 8 seconds left, a little bit of a cheeky pose. Maybe that's the victory pose for us that we're about to find out. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Anybody that can sustain and try to trigger the overtime. Yes, it has been achieved, but there's no chance right now. We're waiting to see if there's a portal contest. May not be the case. Anybody there? Yes, it's going to be no Smite, but they're just shy.
Exiled!
And unfortunately, exiled and not contesting. There it is. It's a rough one, but nonetheless a very strong and distance fulfilled push by AAAd.
It's a strong attack on AAAD's side, but XO still managed to bleed off enough time and stall out the cart towards the end of point C, and I think that's a pretty decent win condition, and they played that last fight really well, stalling out Tuba on the Doctor Strange, meaning, hey, you can't make the swap onto the Doctor Strange. Winsker was just sitting there waiting for the opportunity, trying to be the one to make that swap, but Tuba dying so late, wasn't able to come through. No Smite has to go in to try and get the contest, keep the overtime going, and unfortunately, you cannot contest when you are exiled, so great plays that come out from the entirety of XO, but specifically Ace, to say like, alright, yeah, come here, you want to contest? No.
There we go. Couple switches right here, activating some team ups, reassuring themselves. Sungjukwu switching to the Wolverines, pretty good here. But now we're going to see a bit of slashing as we go. Pumpkin mode on the Jeff. Shout out to all the Jeff players out there. We appreciate you guys healing us in the backline. We appreciate, you know, all of the great Jeff times. Please just remember to not eat us as well with the enemy. Let us leave your belly. But we're going to see Rocket also set up 27As, give some armor packs, give a little bit of a boost pack. Maybe that's going to Sungjukwu CB. We know Sungjukwu really wants to hit some crazy kidnaps. This could be crazy. And they got the fastball special in full effect.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get the fastball, we're gonna get the jump packs. I mean, there are ceilings in the Museum of Contemplation, but those things are way up there. Shaquille O'Neal couldn't touch them if he tried. The trampoline, I think he'd still be at least a few feet short here, but XO, interesting angle of approach here. Not just taking the fight directly on, trying to scout out all the angles, see where AAAd is lurking in. Another Exile onto No Smite, that's gonna be the kidnap target, and Sung Jung-woo says, hey, come on back on down to my place.
Alrighty, the wheels on the bus keep on moving around. Sung Jung-woo trying to stage, almost, trying to collect information at the same time. A little bit of third-personing, but Rocco's in disguise on the Ultron. No Smite on the thing! Big Ben Grimm in the house, we'd love to see it. T-Tuber as well on the Doctor Strange, we're going to see more and more potential. Big shots coming out from the DP action. Strap pull from Resta is really showing up and showing out tonight. And Alyssa's going to follow suit, taking out Sung Jung-woo. Big firepower coming out from the Phoenix. They're going to hold that defense 1-to-1 on each side as Sung Jung-woo is down. Wins goes down as well. 3 minutes on the clock right here. And the ace, Hulk, is in the front lines trying to push through, but is getting marked by Alyssa, who's insane with these shots and the marks of the Phoenix right now. But the Enslong Inferno is going to be following very, very soon.
Yeah, that Monster Hulk is a big, beefy target, and Illicit is a meat tenderizer, and XO are going to be shunted here as AAAd continuing to play with their food. Ace back in the spawn, going to Hulk out once again, and XO going to retreat and join him. They want to be back at full strength before they take this next fight here. They've got the ults to do it, but Invisible Boundary from 27A's is going to cloak the cart and force AAAd to play into them, and No Smite walks into the wrong neighborhood. This one belongs to Sung Jung-woo, and it's not so friendly when he's around. Oh,
Spider-Man gives a lot of potential for a little bit of pain in the backline. You got to be very, very careful right now as he's lasering around. Oh my days, the marksmanship! What a 180, Alyssa. Hello, watch yourself right there. Literally, we gotta get a. Can we get an instant replay on that one right there? What a shot!
Check his PC. That can't be natural.
No Smite taking out Zetha with a little quick clobbering time. The detective thing is on the case.
And the case closed for the time being. A minute 45 still in the time bank for XO, but AAAd mounting a strong defense here. And if Alyssa keeps hitting shots like that, I don't know how you break through this defense. That is, I think some say the best defense is strong offense. I think XO would agree, but it doesn't get much stronger than Alyssa hitting every single headshot, making you fear forever poking your head out. Eye of Agamotto coming up, but the right click, the psionic detonation to stun. Spectacular spin is going to find Quasit, but Zetha has to trade his life for it. XO, it's all or nothing in this fight. Finding Rocco might be just what they need.
Oh, the monster, the Hulk, the power, the Gamma Force right there. Going straight for the White Fox right there. Going to keep jumping in. Going to go see if they can get Alyssa, but Alyssa's going to be fading out of there. Denying that chance. Bruce is down for now. It's going to be a tough time trying to get back into the enraged form of the Hulk right there. But Quasit's going to drop the boundary and return 27A's. It's a Venn diagram moment, everybody. Learn your mathematics right here. And there it is. Alyssa going to get scooped by the Jeff, but they're going to end in photo clutch. Denial, and they return it back to sender.
I think Alone Phil sooner or later is going to have to learn you don't pop that Jeff ultimate when Alyssa has an ultimate, and when he's pumping out this damage, you might as well just assume he's always got an ultimate as if he even needs it. But right now, Ace is tucking his tail between his legs, trying to get somewhere safe. I don't think Alyssa knows he's there, or maybe he does. You can see him checking that angle though, but just taking this high ground. Being the one from on high, from his ivory tower, sniping all of his lessers. Good exile coming out from Ace. That's going to slow him down, but Alyssa does not care. Forced to fly back, shift back over to the rest of the team, but as he turns back around, Sung Jung-woo and Alone Phils are there. Zetha with the Maelstrom to kick off the fight.
Ooh, we are going to see a lot of power there. Zetha is going to bring the Strange forward. Sung Jung-woo as well going to switch to the Magic. Try to get a bit of value. Dark Child maybe online. Very, very close right now. As they're trying to set up the angles and set the flanks right there. Oh, just mastery of the... denied! Just when you thought Sung Jung-woo knew the maps, Rocco was like, nah, get over here and go down and off the map right there. Big snaps coming out from No Smite to follow right there. There was so much pain being inflicted right there. Haymaker after haymaker into the dancing Lunar Snow right there. Rez is trying to get that value. There it is, the punch, the power, and finally the boundary from 27A's drops down, giving them sustain, giving them everything they need to inflict more pain to XOXO. But right now, it's not over till it's over. We're going to see them clapping forward. So much power from Ace. Gamma charged and ready right there. Slice and dice in the backline. Sung Jung-woo catching up to the fight. Getting a nice triple KO on the Magic just when he thought it was over. My goodness, what a rally.
But XO had to throw everything at that fight in order to get it, but they do come out with a Dark Child about to come on deck, and Alonefill's able to build up to a last stand, and AAAd, you thought it was over, they thought it was over, they thought they had it, they spent everything as well. They're able to build up to an invisible boundary and a clobber in time, but that's only going to slow the inevitable. If Alonefills can hit something big with this last stand, especially while your eyes are turned, trying to focus on Sunjuk Woo, I don't know that AAAd are going to have what it takes to stop this cart.
Now we are here talking. Alonefills is last standing right now. Wolverine slashes through, takes out Tuba, but he's returned with the clobbering time. They're going to try to get out, but the haymakers are flying, and there's enough right there for them to take out Ace. In return, they trade. Both Vanguards are down on both sides right there. Clobbering time could be online again for the next fight if they keep on charging it up, but more importantly, they're going to have Ensong Inferno for the next. Sunjuk Woo is going to be winding out a Dark Child for now. It's going to be up to Zetha to try and build up the Agamotto if they want to stop AAA's momentum.
Quasa's going to be kicking himself for that invisible boundary. It was just a hair too late to be able to save Tuba. AAAd do have the ults online here, but XO, like you said, Zetha, if he builds up that Eye of Agamotto, that could just completely evict AAAd from the point here. But Illicit with the Ensong Inferno has the sparks on Durester, will confirm the Elim, and that is going to slow XO's roll for the time being. That Eye of Agamotto will not be coming out anytime soon. Zetha going to be joining his friends in the afterlife, or at the very least in the spawn point, after yet another triple from Illicit. This guy is able to wrestle control of the fight away from XO, take it back for AAAd, and now they've got the ult advantage as well. And if you're XO, you were hoping to ride that momentum from the point A cap all the way to a point B cap, but that momentum has been snuffed out. The ult advantage, the momentum, and the map advantage all in AAAd's favor, and only a couple of strat ults, and hopefully that aforementioned Eye of Agamotto to try and burst through it.
Absolutely right there. 30 seconds left though. This is final fighter potential here. They're going to keep it moving. They're going to keep it going. XOXO have retained the bus capture for now. Going to try and get it to the end here. They got one last chance. AAA is on the full contest. You know what time it is. 27 drops the boundary. Rockin' return. Starts the fate of both worlds. It's going to be matched right there and sustained. Zetha with the Agamotto right there. Gets a couple of them stunned out. Forcing the Ensong Inferno to meet them in the middle. One's going to be taken down by the Sunjuk Woo on the Gru. Tree trunk in action. Thorn slash wall. Ironwood wall. Everything's being set up right now as they try to restructure the map and deny AAA a clean recontest.
There's still a fair bit of cart progress to go. Tuba's not going to need it, so no portal play coming out. He's just hoofing it back to the cart, and that might come back to bite him as you can see the pressure from all angles. A huge strangling prison coming out from Sunjuk Woo, but the burst damage just isn't there. But a double stacking of the strategist ultimates from AAAd, the Kumio and the invisible boundary. XO don't have the tools to be able to burst through this, but Alonefills is about to as he's back on the Psylocke and he's taking down Rocco. No smite following as well. The freeze onto the Eye of Agamotto. Tuba never saw that one coming, but Alonefills sees death in his sights and is going to take down Tuba, and this should be enough for the cap for AAAd, or for XO. But Illicit going to take him down. Rocco with a freeze, taking down Ace. AAAd looking to turn this fight.
Ooh, can they do it over time? Sticking off, only a few chances left. 3 meters and the mark is theirs. They can keep it going on Museum of Contemplation right now, but the hold is there. The Phoenix Illicit is striding through right now. Sunjuk Woo taken down, and there it is.
No, the C9.
The defense hold.
I don't know how many members of XO were still alive, but that invisible boundary meant that they should have had a safe haven to play, but I think one member jumped off the point, and you can see 27A's got caught out there by Illicit. Was outside of the boundary. A very selfless boundary from 27A's, trying to save the map, trying to save the team, but it just wasn't enough. Illicit was on the hunt and wanted blood. Didn't get it at the end, but will still get victory for his team. And how many times did it feel like AAAd were out of the fight until Illicit hits a big ultimate, or hits a big 3K, or hits 19 final hits, and just wrestles control back from XO completely against their will? This guy is next level, man. Like, AAAd have the potential to tango with the best, and Illicit is a not insignificant part of the reason why.
I mean, could not tell you more about Illicit. Over and over again, we've seen this legend constantly be the focal point, the priority pick, the one that is banned, target banned, you name it. That's Daredevil, bringing out Phoenix back in the day, talking stage 1. There's so much to consider here when we are witnessing how AAA really execute all their value right now. But Zetha was bringing so much potential on XOXO as well, as we have seen. This was a collection of so many dynamic players here, really exploring different unique compositions and bringing out something crazy. But nonetheless, AAA do claim the victory here and gain the lead back, and now, ooh, they were at match point. One more map for them and they survive.
Match point in an elimination match, and yeah, again, I want to go back to something I brought up earlier. Getting that early domination win does mean that the map pick advantage is in AAAd's favor. Sure, they could totally throw this next map away, but I don't think they want that. I think they want to close this series out here and now that they are on match point. Only one of these two teams can continue that Cinderella story, can get that potential top 4 finished. The other is unfortunately going home here and now today. It's the end of one of these two teams' roads, and I've got a question for you, Liger, about where you think the next stop on that road very well might be, as the map pool is now open back up. And if you're XO, where do you take us? Do you take us to a domination? Do you take us to a Rocco? Do you take us to a Shin Shibuya? What's your move? Let's say you are Sungjuk Woo, all right? You look just like him. Let's say you're Sungjuk Woo. Where do you take this team?
Shin Shibuya. You said it. I want to see it. Spice it up. Change up the script. Listen, don't go to domination. Don't go to domination. But you know what? We'll find out very, very soon what that's going to be. First, we're going to go to a quick break. Be back with more action. Back into the action again, and what could potentially be the final map between XOXO and AAAd. We're about to find out all the action as we see what's this next map gonna be. What game mode are they gonna pick? Are they gonna settle on domination? Domination usually is the 4th map to be picked if a team want a quick win, but XO have the choice here. Do they want to give that to AAA? Do they want a quick win back? We don't know. We'll find out.
I mean, if you're AAAd, you are hoping that this is the last map, but if you're XO, I think your prediction before we cut to a quick break was the best one. I think Shin Shibuya might be the map that AAAd might be the least prepared for, and I think plays the most into your particular hand, but we've seen Sungjuk Woo also mention that Arako is a comfort pick for this team. I do also think you're right. Maybe you don't take it to domination. Maybe you've learned your lesson as you've now fallen to this team on Dom twice, even though the second time was closer. Maybe the third time's the charm, but we'll save that one for the inevitable map 5 pick if it does come through. I think if you're AAAd, you keep that in your back pocket. Ooh, that'd be quite the trump card, actually, if XO were able to pick a domination map and then win it. And it's like, all right, no more domination, now pick your poison. It's not gonna happen. I think that's crazy. It wouldn't work, but I think it'd be funny.
That's 200 IQ thoughts right there. If they can pull that off, that could really just put them in a bit of a mental blunder there. That's gonna put them on the back foot just all game long. We'll see. We'll find out. The reality is, you know, there's so much that we need to unpack here, because Illicit is the person to keep your eye on right now, who's constantly flipping this right now in AAA's favor. XOXO have shown so many times they can hang with the best, they can bring out something crazy, but right now, the steam that they had going boiling early on to get that map victory earlier, it's phasing out a little bit at the moment. We need to see if they can maybe put some wood in the burner and get it going up again, get the engine going, get the train going, because yeah, you're on the train right now. You do not want to get off at elimination station. Let's see if AAA can get it going for themselves, get themselves that 3-1 situation. Very commonly we're seeing 3-1s a lot so far in playoffs, Asia, but 3-2 would be beautiful. Want a nice competitive bout, but it's on XO if they want to tie up the series or if AAA want to close it here and head off.
I think they're still scratching their heads thinking about where they want to take us. You know, if you're XO, this might be your last map pick in the entire tournament. You definitely don't want to waste it. You want to make this one count. You want to try and get a repeat of Central Park if you can. And I think the map pick and also the bans, before we get to those bans, are going to be very important here because, you know, we've seen Illicit frag the heck out when it comes to this Phoenix. And Phoenix is one of those heroes that, much like the Psylocke, falls just shy of being a top ban priority. You don't often see her making it into the bans in the Ignite ban system because she is, you know, she's great. I don't want to say she's overpowered. She's very, very strong. Compared to the Elsa, though, she falls just a little bit short, so you're always going to see Elsa taking that first ban priority, and then you have other things like the Doctor Strange and the White Fox that set the entire tempo of the matchup, but if you let a Phoenix through for a guy like Illicit, he can run away with the whole game, so I think you need to try and take us to a map where the Phoenix isn't going to get nearly as much value as she would on a Museum of Contemplation, where the sight lines open up a little, where things are a little bit more widespread. You can play at that range, at that distance. I think, like you said, Shin Shibuya might be the best look here for an XO, but I'm not them. They know better than me. Only they know themselves, and sometimes I don't even know if they know themselves, because how can your enemy predict what you're going to do if you don't even know what you're going to do?
That's true. That's true. Stay unpredictable. If you don't know what you're doing, they don't know what you're going to do. That's usually a good strategy. Many have done it before. I think Genji did it last night during OC.
I think Sun Tzu wrote that in The Art of War. Don't ever know what you're going to do.
Exactly. Attack where the enemy won't be, because you won't be there either. That is not the quote, but someone else can find the real one. In the meantime,
you won't be there either. No one's going to be there. There's going to be no fight. There. Sun Tzu's The Art of Peace. Don't fight.
That's literally
I think both these teams are fighting for their tournament lives right now. There is cash on the line. There is a placement in this tournament. There is a date with Destiny. If you're AAAd, there's a potential rematch with Pirates on the horizon. Again, you're the only team so far that has proven that they can bleed, but can you strike that one lethal blow, or will you ever get the chance again? Right now, you're one map away from advancing in that tournament, and maybe only one more team will stand in your way between you and them. But someone else might take that place from you. Someone else might claim that destiny if you get caught sleeping right now. And XO could be that team.
Yes, literally could be that team to flip it and just completely, you know, as they say, commit to an upsetty spaghetti. We'll find out and see if XO can do that and knock AAA out. But AAA, you know, feeling comfortable right now, but still on edge as ever. As you said, they were nervous last. We know why. Both the ban phases were played very safe. Not a single differential factor in the ban phase. Everyone had the same assets to fight against each other with. What will change now is definitely going to be the tell. Because if you're in an even matchup and it goes AAA's way, XO got to lock in and change something in that ban phase. They got to catch AAA out. They got to ban something that's really going to dismantle AAA's composition. And here's the thing. They've got the map pick, so they have the advantage. Let's see if they can take it on Yggdrasil path.
Oh, I don't know that I would have ever predicted Yggdrasil. We haven't seen a whole lot of Yggdrasil, as a matter of fact, especially once Museum of Contemplation came into the fold, but we're going back-to-back on the convoy maps, and I think I like this for XO as well. It's a classic. It's a map that both these teams are going to have a wealth of experience on, but not quite as much lately, as more teams have been playing, again, Museum or even Midtown when it comes to these convoy maps. I think Yggdrasil has fallen a fair bit down the pecking order, and I guess it's just kind of the nature in these longer series. You know, when you have to go back into the same game mode a couple times, you're going to start to go for the second, third, fourth, fifth most popular map. That's where XO start to get really dangerous, and this is where, I mean, honestly, they have to flip the script because there's no other options. Like we said, it's their potential last map pick of the entire tournament. They've got to make this one count. They've got to stand their ground here and now, and interesting way to do it.
Literally. Now's the chance. And it's a bit different, Yggdrasil path, you know. You've got those high ceilings as well. Compositions with Ultron are definitely going to be key factor. Wouldn't be surprised if we might see Ultron ban or protect here just to get him through the gates. At the same time, Invisible Woman, disaster if you let that one through. Both teams so far have been protecting Invisible Woman, completely nullifying the chance of Elsa or a Gambit. Curious to see if one of those might make it through, but the key factor here, Alyssa on the Daredevil, on the Phoenix, is what XO want to target out. But at the same time, you know, the Hulk factor is good for them. They got Wolverine, but what do they need to give that a little bit of extra pressure more? Just something to just boost that Wolverine. Maybe a Phoenix of their own is the question. Try to get that team up going. Try to get that value. Try to get that shred right now, because the healing output is insane. We're not even running triple strategist, and the healing apple is keeping people alive. Boundaries are going up. Fate of the both worlds. You name it, it's available. It's sustaining.
Something I want to keep an eye on, because you bring up the Ultron. We were seeing a little bit of an interaction early on back on Burn and T'Challa, was the Ultron versus the Psylocke, and I'm curious if either of these teams are going to reach for the Psylocke. Again, she is not a priority in the pick and ban phase, so I doubt you're going to see either teams reach for that. I'm wondering if maybe a map like Yggdrasil is a trap, you know, like some bait, try and get AAAd to play into that flyer composition, play that Ultron. Maybe you go for a Mantis ban if you're XO and force them to try and make that adaptation, but the question is that going to backfire? Because we know that's what AAAd wants to do on these sorts of maps. If you can get the drones, you can get the damage boost, you can get the pocket onto your carry, elicit a drone, doesn't matter what hero he's playing, if you give him a damage boost, he's gonna make the most of it. So we'll have to see. It's a gamble either way, but one thing that we are not gambling with is this first ban. It's gonna be a gambit, of course it is, but after that, are we gonna see that Invis Protect coming out again?
Ooh, we are definitely seeing that right there. I'll lock that one in. Probably next going to follow suit with the Elsa Bloodstone ban that's going to be affecting XOXO. Followed by another... Oh, hold on a minute. It's a Mantis ban. Which means could they protect a one-sided... No. Okay,
No.
Invisible secured.
I don't think AAAd are on the same wavelength as I am when it comes to this like Ultron versus Psylocke debate, because otherwise they might have gone for that first protect onto the Mantis and ensure that that's one-sided, and then force XO into the Ultron if they want to play around damage boost. But that's not really the XO way. So that Mantis ban is going to inevitably come through after the Elsa bans on both sides, and neither team will have seen that coming. But there's a Daredevil protect coming through. Okay, so Doctor Strange ban probably going to be this last one here, as we've seen from XO. No, they're going to change the game. All right, I got to stop trying to predict this team. They change it every single time.
I mean, Doctor Strange, yeah, he can be formidable, but Yggdrasil Path has a lot more options, but nonetheless, XO are going to make sure they don't lose it, so they will protect it. In return, AAA got a chance for another ban, and they do get the one-sided Daredevil right there, which means Illicit, woo, lock it in. You already got the, you already got that Daredevil unlock we've seen in previous matches. Bring about again. Let's go to town. And you called it, CB. Psylocke. On the scene.
It is on the attacking side, so XO do have the opportunity to swap that up. Alone Fields doesn't necessarily have to commit to that, and I think if you see that Rocco isn't going to be coming out on the Ultron, whether or not he is, it looks like he is, but we'll see if time will tell. But there is an opportunity to adapt here. Some of these other hovers that we're seeing are giving me some other ideas also, because like the Wolverine is also a good look. Sung Jok Woo hovering over that Spider-Man, that's also traditionally been a staple pick for him that we've only seen come out to play in emergency situations. Smash glass in case of emergency. Gotta get another contest on Museum of Contemplation. If he commits to that, I think that'll be another interesting look for XO, but either way, it is the way of this team to go down swinging, and swinging they shall. Yggdrasil Path may very well be their final battleground. It's their map pick, their last map pick. They've got to get it done here and now. AAAd on the defensive side with their eyes set on the future. What does their future hold? Does it hold a fifth map, or does it hold a date with Destiny? Only time will tell.
Oh, indeed. Locking everybody. We got a symbiote. Sung Jok Woo over here. Gonna get mean in the backline. Gonna maybe put some dirt in their eyes. We'll find out, as he is already on the backline going for those health packs, but gonna be spotted out by Koisid. Gonna try get that potential. Not gonna get the whip right there. Gonna probably go back to spawn and switch to something else. Bring a little opportunity, and it's gonna be Captain America. Ooh, okay. Alright, locking back into this. How do we feel about this this lineup with the Rocco on the Ultron here?
I mean, I think that's exactly what XO wants. I'm not sure if Alone Fields is going to make the swap over onto the Psylocke, or if they're going to make any other swaps that might swap something out. Right now, they're playing for the Kidnaps, and oh boy, they got a good one as they're taking Doctor Strange back to Camartage with this one, as Alone Fields with a huge Feral Leap, taking that Doctor Strange out. He'll be able to portal back, but that's going to be the portal already burned for AAAd, which means this next fight for XO might just be the winning one.
Might just be indeed. There is no way we're going to see that not be captured again, because it's going to be alone right there. It's going to be shredding in, taking out Smite, going to bring the Venom, going to bring as much as they can, but they're going to be sustained and healed for now. A big Sonic pull right there. Alyssa taken down by Ace on the Invisible Woman. Just so much versatility right now. Is this team role swapping all day? There's so much versatility coming out from XOXO. They're on point right now. Let's see if it's going to be the momentum they need to take it to the first gates. The Goats of Yggdrasil are almost there. Is anyone there to contest? I don't believe
Nope.
so.
5 minutes going into point B, and isn't 27A a strat player? Why does this guy got hands on the Phoenix? What happened here? Well, what did I miss? We got Ace and Rester on a double immo strategist backline. You're gonna get a little bit of extra healing coming out from the snowflakes from Rester, but I mean, knowing this team, that's probably just gonna be on yourself for the damage boost on the Luna Snow. A very selfish idol there, but I mean, AAAd, I don't know if they really know what hit him, but they better figure it out before it starts to spiral out of control. Rage of Voltron from Rocco to try and augment this dive coming out from No Smite, but it's only going to force out the strat ults.
Oh, last stand! Crushes down. Coming up from Alone right there. Going to be taking out Winziger, and that is going to nullify some sustain. That could have kept AAAd alive right there. They're going to see Ace drop the boundary as well. Give him sustain. 27A is getting picks as well right there. There it is. Resta as well. And that is the power of XOXO right now. They've completely switched their roles up so much, CB, that the players that they're used to versing AAA right now, they're on different roles, they're on different heroes. So you may have been versing a Phoenix earlier, this Phoenix is playing differently. You're versing a Cap earlier, it's a different Cap. You're versing the Wolverine, it's just so versatile, and it might be a little bit of a mind game affecting AAA right now.
Yeah, it's hard to get a read on what your enemy wants to do if it's not the same enemy as it was last map, and this XO is looking pretty good. One thing that has been consistent, though, is alone fills on this Wolverine, and Rester with the snowball there taking down Tubas. We're looking to let the devil out, but Alyssa is looking around. This devil is all alone. This devil's got no friends.
Ooh, Seraphim shields are up right there to try and nullify the anti-setup by the Venom. You're gonna see, yeah, there it is, Zeta. No Smite taken down by the Maelstrom. Momentum running from XO is just insane. They want to type this series. They are not going to let AAA take this series in a 3-1 fashion. They want to force it back in their favor, and they want to keep it going and survive here in Ignite. That is the question. Can they do it? We're in elimination station. One of these teams is going home. We're about to find out. No Smite is going to switch. He's going to be like, enough is enough. I'm going to bring out the Big Ben Grim.
Rocco making the swap over onto the Wolverine to match, and I think alongside No Smite getting that fastball special is exactly what you need. You need to try and play for some of these kidnaps. You can't just keep letting Tuba get abducted by Alone Fills. You got to be doing the abducting right there. But Tuba, again, getting caught out by Alone Fills. No Smite is there for the peel. We'll take down Zeta, but you're going to need a lot more than that. Tuba taking down 27As is a good start. Sungjukwu lurking in the back line, and they know that the cap is there. They can hear the sounds of freedom ringing from way back in their spawn, and oh, they are turning around to do something about it. Capitalism dies today. Wingzer's hand will be the death blow.
Oh, Freedom will have to fight another day. And moving into the action, Alone with the last stand for the next fight could be big. I gotta say though, what do we feel about this fastball team up coming out from No Smite Rocco? That's gonna be really good, and that's gonna put a very bad position for Songjukwu. But once again, we put pedal to the metal here and realize you do not want to be the thing going into group right now. That is a good switch from Songjukwu. Let's see if it's gonna combine into the action. Tuba has the potential for a bad hammer. We're waiting to see who's gonna get hit with it.
Like it is going to be coming out, hopefully. I think he had a good angle to get that onto a backliner there. 27A is going to go ahead and pop the end song in front of it. It was on the 27A, so that's actually just to be able to stabilize. I don't know if he was expecting to get a two-piece off of that one. I know I wasn't, but you will take that any day of the week. And XO have busted this defense wide open, and now we're going to go for a portal play to lock AAAd in their spawn. And I don't know if Quaza knows that he just took the bait, locked himself in a cage, but that's going to be so much free cart progress now for XO as AAAd. They're going to be just rattling their cage, trying to find a way to break through.
I do believe that they did make it through. Maybe the portal was just off the mark slightly, but nonetheless, they will get a push and they will get the value, they will get the momentum. Onzga taken down by Zita. Alyssa takes out Rez in return, but the momentum is there. The Strangling Prism does root them out of there, and there's only a couple more contesting, and Song Inferno crashing down right there. Bit of Wolverine action from Rocco. Agamotto coming out from Zeta is going to try a stun. AAAd, only a couple stragglers left right there. Going to take down Alyssa, and Rocco goes, and Wernsgar 2. There it is. XOXO in a dominant fashion, pushing to the end right there with a good 2 minutes to take home for the next push if they need it. Question is, can AAA take it the distance as well?
My question is, how you feeling about a map 5, Liger? Because I have a feeling we might be going there at this rate. Because like,
I'm ready.
finishing Ignis with time, like it's one of the convoy maps that I think we get the most full caps out of. But it's often in OT. You see things tend to stall out very hard on that second and third point, and that just didn't happen. They snowballed through point B, still had almost 5 minutes in the time bank, and I think AAAd only won maybe one fight off of that swap onto the thing, and again, a good heads-up swap from Sungjuk Woo over onto the Groot, catching No Smite out. No Smite realizes, oh no, I'm in too deep, abort, is able to get out, but not able to reclaim any space off of that pick, and this is AAAd playing scared, playing confused, playing like they don't really know what's hitting them, because I don't even know if XO know what they are hitting them with. They just know it's working, keep hitting.
30 seconds before your
Literally right there. I mean, we were talking about so much potential from those switches there. Really obscurely playing an unorthodox composition from XOXO, completely role switching and just really changing how their team's tempo was. But nonetheless, AAA have adjusted now. They've acclimated. The question is, what are they going to do on their situation when they have to push right now? Looks like they're going to bring out the Daredevil. It was protected. It was something that they wanted to bring out earlier. Maybe now on attack. Maybe they could do it faster. We don't know.
I mean, maybe. Illicit on the Daredevil has been a staple of this team. It's one of his best picks, and I mean, he's the point guard of this team, right? Like, you got to give him the ball. He's got to be the one to take it to the hole, and the Daredevil is his best tool to do just that, but being scouted out by Sungjuk Woo on an off angle there, going to pressure the cart, and this is a lot of what we saw from XO and Museum of Contemplation. They want to get a body on the cart, stall it out, stop the progress, and make AAAd fight for every inch, and then leave, come back, make them fight again, and never get to take a good fight on their terms. But the question is that going to leave the backline vulnerable for Illicit? The answer is no, but the front line of XO is looking quite vulnerable as well, as Zeta is going to fall, and I think that's a trade that you will take. They say they're, again, going to force out an early portal play or just force a regroup from XO.
There's a chance. 27A's takes out Wasted. Lone falls as well to T-Tuber. A lot of deagle action there, certified. We're going to see how it unfolds. There's a lot of potential boundaries being set up as well. It could be from Quasted and Ace for the next fight if they need, but that time is not looking too good right now, as XO really got to stop that momentum if they want to maintain their lead that they earned when they push themselves. T-Tuber has a chance for that ban ammo as well.
As the cart rolls around that first corner, this is where the trades are going to start to favor XO a little bit more than AAAd. A Banhammer coming out from Tuba. I'm not quite sure who it's onto, but the backline is in chaos right now. He's able to get that limb onto Ace, looking for a register as well, and will get it. A nice little two-piece there for Tuba. He's looking for a third. It's going to be Sungjuk Woo, and I saw a low HP Doctor Strange. All right, Zaytha going to fall elsewhere, so Tuba just going to take a couple of selfies to commemorate the occasion. You know, put that one in the photo album. Remember the moment. Remember that time XO thought they could tango with Tuba.
almost there. Don't turn back now.
Now we are here with the portal to contest right there from Ace. Gonna keep it on the mark. There's still a chance for them to push and hold here. T-Tuber on the deagle action. There it is. No smite. And then Haymaker's trying to shred through Ace's HP pool. But we're seeing more from Winsga. On the loose snow, taking out Jungkook. Oh my day, Sungjuk Woo taken down alone as well from Winsga. And there is the Phoenix rising with the Ansong Inferno, crashing down, taking out Zeta right there and burning it up right there, bringing the ice, doing a nice, do a double KO. You already know Rocco is going to bring that fire. Illicit as well, follow suit, taking out Rez, Quasted as well. I do believe that does mean AAA get the momentum back. They will be able to take it to the first K here. XOXO going to have to defend at the next one.
Props to AAAd. They're willing to spend to win that fight, but they don't overspend. The clobber in time, the Ensong Inferno is a perfect 1-2 combo to be able to burst on through that Fate of Both Worlds that comes out from Register. Not that they even needed it, because I think that ultimate was late. There were already 2 members of XO down before that ult even came out, so AAAd get to hold on to both their strategist ultimates, and Illicit gets to let the devil out in this next fight. You will have the pseudo strategist ult in the Freedom Charge for Sungjuk Woo, but that's going to be a load-bearing ultimate for this next fight for XO. If you're AAAd, you're looking to bait that out, wait it out, and then ride the momentum forward. Or maybe you catch Sungjuk Woo and force it out before he even wants to. If he dies here, you're not going to get the opportunity to take the fight you want. He's living on a prayer right now, and with the Rocco hitting that one shot, oh no!
Ooh, T-Tuber taking out 27A's. Still 3 minutes left to try and cook with no smite on the Venom. And again, rushing in, getting so much value right there. Taking out Resta and Zeta as well. That's 2 down from XOXO. AAA is getting a little taste of that momentum XO just had. And oh my god, Tuba in the backline taking out the Psylocke that just arrived on the scene. Alone is out there. Still a chance for the Cutterfly as well. If they can get to the next fight. Look, they have Sungjuk Woo available with Freedom Charge. See, they're going to get there. The question is, how much damage are they going to take on the way?
Yeah, but Sungjung, like, you can already see Tuba has scouted him out. They know that ultimate is there, and if Tuba is able to catch him out again, if Sungjung overextends like he did last time, it's going to force a reaction out of XO. They're going to overcompensate here. Early Fate of Both Worlds coming up from Winsger. Invisible Boundary is going to be met from Ace. Eye of Agamotto from Zeta needs to find something, but it's just not finding enough. Tuba there taking down that Luna Snow, and now the Freedom Charge comes out, but it might be too little too late as Illicit is letting the Devil's Rage out.
Ooh, big deagle actually coming out from Tuba right there. Alone taking down 27 A's. That's going to be XOXO just falling one by one right there. A little bit of contest from Rose. Rose probably going to get staggered out here. You're going to have to run back and hit the spawn switch and just get ready for the next fight. Look, right now, they are probably 30 seconds behind XOXO's pace at this point in Yggdrasil's attack. But they are in a good situation right here. But Zeta's got a portal potentially as they're on the Strange. They're in a good mark here if they can try to build up that next ultimate. And Song Abyss combo, I think that'd be the one to go for. Never mind,
they gotta take the fights with these ultimates when they have them, do XO. I mean, again, Sungjung Woo with that Freedom Charge getting caught out is still biting them. They're trying to stop the snowball. 27 A's with a huge KO there onto Rocco off the Kumiho Unleashed, and we gotta stop this Stompin' Fox before it gets a little bit too dicey here. XO marching on forward, and AAAd going to concede that space. That's a good fight win for XO, but you're gonna need a lot more than that in order to stall things back out. As Sungjung Woo again getting caught out, pinched right now by Tuba and Illicit. If they're able to confirm that Elim, it's going to be huge, but Rocco falls elsewhere, turning to try and help make it happen, and that's another good fight win there for XO.
Ooh, very clean, very excellent right there. 2.5 on the clock right there, moving forward. 27 A's, taking out No Snag as well. There's a lot of pressure here if they can keep it going for themselves right now. XOXO, no, they have the mark. They have crushed a little bit of the momentum from AAA, but AAA are going to be regrouping, ready for the next fight. They got 5, maybe even all their ultimates ready for the next fight if they can get that pressure. XOXO, though, they're ready to meet them at the front door. Let's see if they're going to try right there. Insane damage coming out from Rocco, fully reading Sungjung Woo's movements and catching out the cap.
But they might still need to spend some of these ultimates because you know XO are going to make them work for it. Fate of Both Worlds coming out to match the Invisible Boundary. Rocco with the End Song Inferno looking to try and burst through, and the damage is there to take down Ace. There's not going to be another Invisible Boundary here, and that is huge for AAAd. Lone Phil's going to go ahead and pop that last stand. Does take down Winsger, but will meet his maker in the form of Rocco, who is still clicking the heads, still hitting the Cosmic Flame, still hitting the Sonic Detonations, but that Eye of Agamotto from Zeta may have just put the kibosh on this fight as AAAd are stalling out, and if they overexpend on this fight, there's still one more on deck if they want to try and cap this cart. They have to plan ahead, and XO are not giving them the opportunity to do so.
Not at all. You are correct. You are correct right there. There's so much sustain ready for XO in the next fight. They're going to have Lukumio, and there it is. Unleash it right now. White Fox going on the scene on the prowl right there. And nullifying a lot of pressure. Winsger's going to match with the Fate of Both Worlds in return. They do take out 27 A's. They take out the White Fox. They bring up a boundary right now from Ace to give more sustain. Again, they were ready for this next fight. So, unless it's like, you know what, let's send it in. Let's take in a core. Let's see if we can match it. But Sungjung Woo is going to be there with the Assemble. Winsger's taking shots, getting the value on the Luna. Zeta's taken down. There's a lot of pressure. But again, momentum is what AAA want right now. They're not going to get it unless they start shredding through XO. They take down 2. They take down 3. Can we see the 4th go down? Can there be a chance? Yes, as Resto is taken down. KOs are certified. AAA get the momentum back, but it might be too little too late. I think at this point in time, CB, if they lose one more fight, they're not going to get it to the end.
Yep, 30 seconds left. AAAd, they have to win this fight. They're going to have 3 ultimates to be able to do it, but XO have the opportunity to build up some big strategist ultimates. But even still, even if this cap comes through, I'm starting to see echoes of Central Park. It might be an overtime cap, if at all, for AAAd. Rocco wants to try and buy them some time, and Song Inferno is huge!
That is a massive, massive Rocco Inferno right there. Gonna bring the fire, taking out the strats, and they do take out the double KOs. We may have spoken too soon. Their pace is good. Their pressure is good. Zeta's there at the door, but they don't have a chance for a portal. They're gonna have a big clobber in time. Agamotto is not online just yet. Rest is gonna hit the Fate of Both Worlds. They're gonna be able to build up the Agamotto for the next fight if they have the chance right there. Ace takes out Winsger. That's the boundary dropping. No Smite hits the clobbering time. Is it gonna land with a bit of a clobbering? Yancey Street special into the Agamotto coming in from Zeta, who stops all momentum, but they're not done just yet. Edu alone hits the last stand, scooping up the backline of AAAd right then and there. Illicit joins to stall. There's no chance for the portal, and maybe there is this time. Yes, they do. Never mind, I spoke too soon. The portal is still online. AAA aren't done yet. XOXO are trying to make it happen for themselves. They got boundary for the next fight. They're going to try to bring her back. They're going to try to stall her forward, shredding through so much potential. It's just not ending. There is still a chance for AAA.
Invisible boundary from Ace. XO, that's going to be their lifeline for the time being, but Alone Phil's looking to cut the lifeline from AAAd, taking down Tuba with the claws flying, the adamantium charged fully. He is angry, he is mad, the claws flying, but no smite, going to fight him back. Kumio is going to be unleashed on the other side. 27 A's trying to make something happen, trying to keep XO alive in the fight. Clobber in time from No Smite. Does he get anything with it? With the help of Illicit, he does. Eye of Agamotto from Winsgar gets denied!
Oh, that was such a good denial, but it wasn't enough. AAA do not get it to the end, which means XOXO win their second map in the series. And we're going to tie it up, everybody. We're going to map 5. Tonight, it ain't over till it's over.
I mean, Rocco hit the shot of a lifetime with that end song Inferno, took down Raster 98% to that Fate of Both Worlds, but unfortunately they couldn't finish the job before it came back into the fray on the next fight, and XO just had too much resources with the BRB beacons coming out from Sungjuk Woo. Sorry, I ATM machined there for a second. The BRBs coming out for the Reses, plus the spawn advantage, plus the Strategist ultimates, and then denying that Eye of Agamotto. That was the death blow. There was nothing left for AAAd after that. The last gasp came out, and that was it. XO will take us to a map number 5, and AAAd, again, they have the map pick advantage, being able to win that domination. They can take us to another domination map, and I think that's exactly what you want if you're XO, or if you're AAAd, but if you're XO right now, you still have a chance, you still have a lifeline in this tournament, and you are going to make AAAd sweat. They gotta work for it, they gotta clock in, it's gonna be a long night, and need I remind you that the winner of this matchup has another match at the end of the night. It's going to be a long one. They are on their Lionel Richie business, gotta fight all night long if they want to keep their hopes alive in this tournament.
All night long, that sounds like a good time for some Marvel Rivals action here in Ignite. That is beautiful. Right there, 2-2. Oh, it just doesn't get any better. Doesn't get any better. We're talking about the final hope. Now, both teams, they're locked in. We're on an even playing field. We've established we know each other well. We now know what is next to come. One final map. One final map. The question is, it's probably going to be domination as that final map. Has to be.
I agree. I think it's got to be. I think you don't want to take them to a convoy map. I think that's the I believe the map pool still opened up. I don't think there's any like good convoy or convergence. You definitely, again, you don't want to go to Shin Shibuya. Don't make the same mistake that Reject have made several times and take us to Symbiotic Surface. I mean, you could. Maybe you're a little bit more well practiced at that. Maybe that win from Reject all those many moons ago, maybe that's got you feeling good. But I'm in complete agreement. I think domination is the clear-cut favorite here for AAAd. You won it already once before. You've won it even before then. You just need to do it for a third time. But maybe, just maybe for XO, the third time will be the charm. There's only one way to find out, and that is going to be by waiting on the other side of this break. We'll be right back with map number 5. Don't go anywhere. I promise you don't want to miss it.
Welcome back, everybody, for the final map. That's right, between XOXO and AAAd. That's it. This is it, everybody. We've gone back and forth, taking a map here, taking a map there, tiebreaker here, tiebreaker there. It's done and dusted after this one. This is it.
It's it doesn't really get much scarier than this, right? Like a map 5 in an elimination matchup here. One team will stake their claim to a rightful top 4 place, and the other team, their road ends here. And unfortunately for XO, the next stop on this road is all AAAds, and we'll find out what their map pick is going to be. Again, you know, much like we were saying for Yggdrasil Path, it might be the last map pick in the tournament that AAAd gets, so they want to make sure that they make it count. They're not rushing to any decisions here, but it was a great decision for XO to take us to Yggdrasil in retrospect, because they looked crystal clean on that map. They played it to near perfection. There was a couple of times where I think Sungjungwoo overextended and got caught out, but I think that was all according to Kaikaku. If you were XO, you know, maybe you just kind of let him do his thing, draw some aggro, draw some attention. What he does, all right? It's what he does best, and AAAd are gonna do what they do best, and that is domination. They're taking us to Krakoa to set the sun on this series.
Ooh, settling it on domination in the mutant home world of Krakoa, right there. This is gonna be, well, we're gonna get a gala of our own right now. It's gonna be dangerous. This is gonna be a good one. Now we know Krakoa very strong on the dive potential. Portals are there available. You can ban out the strange, but you got the Krakoan portals that can still get you to the objective, or maybe even behind the enemy. That is the question. If they can play around the terrain of the map into their favor, we'll see. All I know is I'm just ready to get into these bans, because woo, Strange is getting banned. This is a final map in a best of 5 series in a 2-2. Someone's losing Strange.
he's got to be banned out, right? Like, especially on domination, we saw it on Burn to T'Challa. There's no reason we wouldn't see it here. Like you mentioned, there's the Krakoan portals, but make sure the other team is crushing that, because you know exactly where those are going to be. You know exactly where they're going to be placed. You know exactly how to play around it. And I think we can, you know, an exercise in futility is to try and predict what XOXO is going to play, but I do think that if they want to try and play more of their dive shenanigans, I think a map like Cradle is going to play into that very, very nicely. Yes. But Grove, I think Grove and Carousel play a little bit more into what AAAd like to play. So if XO manages to get a win on either of those maps, I think they're going to be looking pretty good when it comes down to Cradle. That's the one that I'm going to have my eyes on. Can XO bring that one home, take us to a potential third map in this domination map, or maybe just go back to back, hit him with a quick clean 2-0, quick and easy night, if there's anything easy about this night, because I think for both teams it has been a struggle for survival, and there's no reason that's going to stop anytime soon.
Oh, it's been an absolute heater between these two teams right now. Look, listen, they've even gone the distance on maps, okay? No full hold shenanigans, okay? We're talking about both teams pushing it to the very end. However, just shy of the end was AAA in that last map, and that's got a sting. That's got a sting so bad, but XO has winners momentum. AAA did pick this map on Krakoa. We're about to find out who's actually got the advantage here, or are they really just truly evenly tied up? Well, if you want an advantage, you gotta play out the ban phase. You gotta see if you can cook and hopefully secure the right protects for your team, ban out the enemy's priorities, and win the war before it even has begun.
And I know you were hoping for a quick and easy shift today, Liker, so you can get into on that PvE, play a little bit of Blood Hunt. I'm glad, because I'm happy too, because I wanted to see these two teams. I wanted to see some bangers. I want to see these two teams throw hands the way that I know they have in the past, the way they have several times, and I both wanted to see them play like their lives are on the line, and that's exactly what we've seen thus far. And I just got to see one more map of it. Give me all 3 sub maps. Give me the action. Give me the tension. Give me the picks. Give me the bans. Give me the drama. Give me everything. I want to see it.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I mean, listen, we got a banger matchup coming after this, but before we even get about that, we got this one. This is it. Final chance for AAA and XO. Who is going to take it?
If I can make a prediction, I think you know, before we get into the picks and the bans, I feel like this might be another Museum of Contemplation situation where both these teams try and go for a mirror ban because they might be too afraid to be the one to flinch, be the one to make that mistake, be the one to try and take a risk. If you're going to take a risk, if either team is going to take a risk, it's going to be XO. We know that much for sure, but we know how they like to play on the other team's map picks. We know that on maps like Museum, they don't want to reinvent the wheel on that one too much. They just want to go for the picks and the bans as they play out and then play their game around that as best they can. It's worked for them before. It's taken them pretty far, but it hasn't been able to get them the win consistently when it comes to domination. It's helped them play close against teams like AAAd and like Reject in the past, but it hasn't been enough for them to get over that last hurdle. And I'm wondering if that's going to make them shy, if that's going to make them question their strategies, if that's going to make them question their moves, and maybe be afraid to take that one risk. Fortune favors the bold, and there has been fewer bolder in this tournament than XO. But are they going to still bring that same energy to a map 5 scenario? Only they know the answer to that one. You and I, we're just sitting here waiting with bated breath until they tell us the answer.
Yes, truly right now. Teams are getting ready in the lobby. They are getting ready to go into their final match. I mean, now's the time to, you know, sink down. If you've got a coach on your team, figure out the game plan, reassess what you need to do. Final chance to get some good position here in preseason. You don't want to be the ones going out first.
Does XO have a coach? What is it? What is coaching a team like XO like? I'm wondering, like...
Well,
what do
you take 6 players and then you get your piece of paper and you just flip it upside down and then you teach the 6 players again. Because they all play every role. They're so versatile.
I gotta imagine it's like trying to herd like wild wolves, like trying to teach them the alphabet. Like that's what it's gotta be. Like, yeah, you can't make them change their nature. You know they're just gonna go in there and they're gonna play their game. Like, what are you gonna like? Not to diminish the role of coaches or say that, like, you know, if XO has a coach, he's not doing a great job, because he's been doing phenomenal, got you this far, got you into Ignite, got you with the playoffs, got you into this situation, a map 5 situation where you could potentially get a top 4 finish, get up on the podium, get yourself a nice pocket full of scratch to carry on over into stage 1 and a fair bit of momentum as well. But with the strategies that XO like to come out with, it's like, what does the headspace of such a person even look like? Like, what do you do in your day-to-day that you're like, all right, I am going to train this team that doesn't have a set role. Sung Jukbu plays whatever he wants on the day. We're gonna learn to play around these magic compositions. We're ban out Doctor Strange. They've got to have an analyst, because their picks and bans have been pretty solid thus far. Like, they're not lacking in that department in the way that we've seen other teams in the past, but I like, what is it like? What's it like? I gotta peek inside their head at some point.
Oh, I would love to. I mean, maybe if they win this, maybe we get that interview. Maybe we can ask those questions ourselves, and we get to witness what is the mind behind an XOXO player. But we can't write them off yet. We can't. There's a chance AAA win this. They started with the lead at the start of this series. They've been consistent throughout the entirety of the group stage, and right now, you know, XOXO, look, maybe they just need some time to heat up, warm up, and get off into the playoffs. You can never judge a playoffs by group stage performance, honestly. It's too chaotic. We've seen that. We've learned from America.
Yeah, we've learned that lesson the hard way.
Yep. I mean OCE's kicking off right now, and there's been a couple upsets already, but let alone all of that nonsense going on, there will never be sense made to the chaos of a team with nothing to lose right now and everything to gain. One of these two teams are going to keep it going for themselves. They've had some crazy performances, you name it, MRC, previous stages of Ignite, reforming, restructuring, roster mania. But it's now time to throw all that out the window. Focus on the roster you have with you right now. Focus on your teammates. Look into each other's eyes and take on the battle ahead.
The battle ahead is coming at you real fast. In fact, I can see that we are igniting the time stream right now, so we're not too much longer away from deciding things on Krakow. We can get into those picks, we can get into those bands, we can see how this dance is going to be danced, and I'm looking forward to it. I've been waiting so long, and what I'm looking forward to as well is going to be that matchup at the end of the night, because again, like I said earlier, these two teams, the winner is going to have a date with the winner of Zero Tenacity versus Rival Esports. My money's on Zero Tenacity, and I think that's a team that you don't want to come into a dance looking weak up against, and going to a map 5 up against another team, if this is anything less than domination from one side or the other, you're going to be exposing something. You're going to be giving Zero Tenacity something to look forward to, something to latch onto, and something to exploit. And that is not something that you want to do. Or it could be Rival Esports as well. Don't want to count them out, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because right now, we are on the precipice of something great. We are on a map number 5 between XOXO01 and AAAd, the map that was promised, and let's get into it, Liger.
Oh, I would not do anything else right now. This is where I want to be. This is where everybody here wants to be. Get your predictions in, everybody. Who's going to win? Is it going to be between XOXO or AAAd? We're on the final map officially. Each of them have taken 2 maps apiece, back and forth, going after another, and the Gambits are banned once again. Elsa is out of here too. Mantis Protect, you double well know that's certified, sure. Gonna be the same 3 bans we always see every ban phase, but I'm waiting for something different. I'm waiting for someone to apply chaos theory and change it, and maybe change it into their favor.
There is already one thing different, however. From Burn into T'Challa, AAAd did not have access to that Mantis as it was banned out previously, so they had to have Rocco on the Ultron instead, which was exploited for a time, again, by that Psylocke that came out from the side of XO. It wasn't enough to get XO the win, but now AAAd have the Mantis that they want. They have their strength. They get to play their game, and that, I think, spells disaster for XO, as they're going to protect the Mantis as well, and the Invis, so a solid backline for them, but the backline ain't always where XO's bread is buttered.
Ooh, okay. Strategist locked out. Daredevil banned for both sides. Loki is potentially available for XOXO, but Invisible Woman's going to be that final protect locked in.
Loki
right
ban
now,
maybe
that
from XO?
Yeah.
Because if that happens, we got the mirror bans again, and we're back to Museum of Contemplation.
I smell a strange. I smell a sorcerer. Surely.
Oh,
one-sided Loki. Okay, definitely a strange. At that point, you got to shut something out.
I mean, you can get a one-sided Invis as well, or you can get the strange. I don't know about the Ultron ban. You might be afraid of the Mantis with the Ultron, the double damage boost, and I think that is still what you're going to go for. And yeah, fair enough. Okay, on Krakoa, I can kind of see it as well, but I think, Doctor Strange making it through for both sides is huge. That's something we haven't seen very often. It's something we didn't see when it came to Burn into T'Challa. It's something that we haven't seen on a couple of other maps, so it's a huge coup for both teams to be able to get that one through. Invis does end up making it through for both sides, so despite the protect coming out from XO, AAAd are also going to have access to that should they so choose, but they also get the Loki and they get the Mantis, and I think that's a coup for them. That does mean they get the Vibrant Vitality team up, they get some of the best strategists in the game, they can play triple strategists, they can play with the Captain America, with the Vanpool. They've got quite the composition coming out here, but XO, I don't know if I would ever say they've got a plan. Maybe they just wing it. Maybe it works out for them. But they have got moxie. They have got some. They have got something special. They have got something that has taken them this far to a map number 5. This is where it is all decided. One team's tournament hopes will die here. The other will carry on and have that date with destiny. Carry on to the next round. Keep the dream alive for one more night. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be XOXO01 or is it going to be AAAd? I can't wait to find out, and luckily for me, I only gotta wait about 5 more seconds.
3, 2,
Honestly, let's get into it right now. The doors are open to Krakoa on the final map between XOXO and AAAd right here. Here is the question. Will AAA maintain the lead they had earlier and win? Hold on a minute. Portal?
Early portal play coming out from XO. Zaytha looking to try and catch someone off guard. All of XO is ready to square up, and who did they catch? It looks like nobody is going to be falling for that one as No Smite is there, but he might actually just sacrifice himself into the meat grinder.
Ooh, sacrificial lamb right there. Better watch out for the belt. Here we go. Now, looks like XOXO is going to be the ones trying to get that contestant early. Nice and nicely done. But they're getting pushed away by AAAd. Watch out for the unicorn from T2, but zoning them out. Denying the heals, denying the pain. Songjuk will get a bit of HP on the scene. Trying to re-dive in. Zita, 27 days getting Winska and Rocco and No Smite with a big Maelstrom follow-up right there. And a little bit of splashing from 27 days. They do clean up the rest of AAAd. Force them back into spawn as they do claim capture. Starting us off.
And it's going to be the first capture, like you said, coming out from XO. And as we're kicking things off on Carousel, this is one of the maps that I kind of figured would go more AAAd's way. And if XO can break out ahead, take it to a 99-99 situation, God forbid win this map, they're setting themselves up for success when we inevitably do come out to Cradle. But we ain't there yet. That's in the future. Right now, it's the pain as Zaytha coming through with another Maelstrom, taking down Illicit, and AAAd on the back foot.
And there we go. Vagamoto online for Zeta if they need. T-Tuber can bring a banhammer as well. Waiting for the moment they do it. They land it. T-Tuber trying to actually... Oh, in the back line alone. Goes for the quick fire. Dance of the butterfly. Gets the value. Taking out Illicit, the Psylocke as well. That is clean value for themselves. That does kind of lend them to a quick team fight win. As AAA gonna have to wait for the regroup right now as Illicit and Rocker are walking back from spawn.
It's gonna be... XO starting to break out ahead here. A wealth of ultimates about to come online for both sides, but if you're XO, you want this next fight to be bloody, you want it to take time, you want to be able to get to that 99%, and then you don't even care if AAAd come out ahead. The longer you can make this one take, the better. These the Abyss coming out, and XO going to try and stem the bleeding, but Illicit strikes blood, taking down Reister early on, and that's disastrous, because Reister was holding on to that ultimate.
Ooh, big slants from the Kumiho right there. Agamotto follows suit from Zeta, but it's going to be Jeff time. Jeff going for a bit of a scoop. Quaison, how many did you get? Not going to be the value they need, but they're going to be going off, and they're going to take one Doctor Strange out of here. Zeta bounced out of here right there. A bit of a splash and crash in the momentum of XOXO. AAA do get percentage on the board.
And stopping it before it got to that 90% threshold, only 80% for XO, and it's again losing out on Racer before he was able to come on deck with that Soul Resurgence. A huge strike from Illicit, and that's exactly what you need for AAAd. Now you can start this next fight with a Banhammer, force that Soul Resurgence out early, and then AAAd can just keep playing their game, build up that next salvo of ultimates. It's going to be a while before they get up to those ones, but as long as they can buy themselves some time. Hello, they almost just gave away the point for free. They do. XO just snaked that one.
Ooh, climbing up the percentage flip back to XOXO. Right now it's going to probably force them into a 99 defense right here. There is the momentum. Can they take it? Yes, they can. Right there, 97% climbing very, very soon as well. AAA are going to have to fight one last time right here. Going to try T2, but taken down right there. It's going to be down one soldier for the next fight. But the portal's up right there from Rocco. Going to bring the rest of the team on in. XOXO, they do have a chance for the Cutterfly. They do have a chance for the Feast of the Abyss. They have so many opportunities here to win it, but all they want to do is try to exhaust AAA's resources. Force AAA to ultimate to take it back, because if they win the round, they go into AAA without any ultimates and can capture early next. But if AAA use all their resources, they can take it back, guaranteed win the next fight.
27As with the Hawk 2 over there onto Quasi. Invisible Boundary from Ace and Songjungwoo again with that Feast of the Abyss, and XO looking like they're breaking ahead with this fight. Another Eye of Agamotto coming out from Zeta, but I think AAAd have what it takes to be able to stabilize, but they lose Tuba in the fray. The Kumiho has been unleashed, but put right back on that leash. Like Zeta walking the dog over here, and XO are walking away with this map, and this is disastrous for AAAd. That might be a tournament losing mistake to give up that flip. They'll have an opportunity to redeem themselves, but no more second chances. The XO are one sub-map away from ending AAAd's tournament dreams. Cradle is where we are going, and this is where I wanted to see it all take place. This is XO's map on Krakoa. This is their best shot. AAAd have to flip the script, and they've got to do it here. They've got to do it now, and they gotta not let XO get away with absolute thievery, embezzling the point right out from under their nose, and then fighting so hard and not being able to find the flip through all of that. That's the worst case scenario for AAAd. It doesn't get worse than that.
Ooh, there is the moment. There is the action. This could be it for XOXO. They have a chance. They got themselves Jeff time ready for the next fight. Soul Resurgence as well from Resta. But AAA, don't write them off just yet. I see something that could bring a burning hope for them. That's going to be Illicit on the Phoenix right now. But Portal is being lined up by Zeta. Question is Tuba aware of it? No. It looks like they might go for a kidnap portal. They're going to try to burst someone early. Let's see who they mark first.
My question is going to be, are AAAd shaken after that first round? It's their map pick. They were ready. Zeta is taking a sweet time with this portal, catching them on the rotation. You're taking the fight straight to AAAd. I think AAAd might have anticipated this at some point in time, because they were like, we didn't see the enemy, we ain't seen the whites of their eyes, the fight ain't kicking off yet, but here it is. 27A's popping that Jeff ultimate. Oh, he's got 3, that's huge!
Jeffrey!
And it's right by the environmental 27A's with a triple, and no spike with the Feast of the Abyss, but there's nothing left to feast upon. There's no one around, he's dining alone.
Unbelievable right there. So much value coming out from a clean portal into the Jeff. Right there, good ultimate usage, good portal usage. Allows them to gain capture early against AAA. But they also did force the Abyss Boundary from No Smite once, guys. So that's going to be a tough one going into the next fight.
I didn't even see the boundary coming out. That's disastrous.
I have a feeling it might have been clutch.
You have an unmirrored Soul Resurgence now for Rezter, so XO can just take this fight on their terms. They're also coming up on a Feast of the Abyss and a Dance of the Butterfly. If you're AAAd, there's really nothing you can do. You have to hope Rocco is able to build up this Soul Resurgence, but no spike getting caught out. 27A's, I don't know if AAAd have what it takes to get back into this. They've got to shake off the cobwebs. Something has to change, and it has to change now. But XO, knowing them, they are not going to let it happen. And Song Inferno from Illicit. Just try and repel XO, not letting them come through. Feast of the Abyss now coming out from Songjungwoo. AAAd holding the shield Tuba, trying to keep the rest of the team alive, stop what is going to come after, but it's the Dance of the Butterfly from Alone Fills. No strategist ultimates from AAAd. Tuba getting caught out all alone. 52% and XO are coming away with this fight, and they haven't been forced to burn either of their strategist ultimates. AAAd could not be more on the back foot. It is DEFCON 5. They are running out of time. They're running out of opportunities, and XO are running away with Krakoa. And AAAD still struggling to even get on the board.
There is so much that could go on right now if they get this fight in their favor here. AAA, No Smite already going for that little back capture right there. XOXO pretty fairly pushed up right now. Did they have a chance to make it back? They do, just in time, just shy to be able to turn it away. But nonetheless, No Smite did remove some pressure from XOXO right there. Resta as well, gonna have that resurgence for the next fight. Everyone's got ultimates ready to go for the next fight. But this could be the final fight if XO win it right here. Boundary drops right now. Starting off from Ace, match it with the resurgence. I think I'm better from Tuba right there. Couple stuns going off, but nobody's down yet as Sustain is spreading across the battlefield right now.
Tuba nearly falls there. 99%, it's overtime. AAAd have no choice. They have to win this fight. They've got to win it here and now. And the Invisible Boundary from Winsker trying to keep everybody alive for the time being. Sungjuk on a sliver of HP. Could get caught out here, but they're not able to confirm the Elim. Zaytha going in deep with a huge force physics to deny the Eye of Agamotto. That's exactly what AAAd need. Now with the Soul Resurgence and a Freedom Charge, they're keeping their tournament dreams alive on a wing and a prayer. And with the Maelstrom of Madness, Tuba able to take down Rester. Both members of the backline of XO are going to be dispelled, and this will be AAAd finding the flip, breathing a sigh of relief. They still have something left to say.
Oh, relief. Not for long, though. Not for long right now. They have one opportunity right now to hold the line, the entirety of that bar of percentage. They're going to take it from 0 all the way to 100 if they want to stay in the running right here tonight. But all XO have to do is win one team fight, one capture, and the round and the map and Krakoa is theirs. And they carry on to another match tonight and survive elimination. Let's see. 20% climb for AAA. Looking good so far.
And there's a ticking time bomb right now. Alone Fills 98% to that Dance of the Butterfly. No strategist ultimates for AAAd. Illicit has this Galactic Legend. That is the only tool AAAd have right now. If they go early with that and maybe snuff out some momentum from XO, I think that'd be a good play. But the more time they take, the better it is for Alone Fills to get access to that backline, pop that ultimate. Galactic Legend coming out and looking to try and catch Alone Fills out. That would be the money shot right there, but it's just not going to come out. He's able to track him down, though, and No Smite and Tuba are there.
Oh, right now this is a pretty good fight for AAA. As they're getting some picks here, but Resta getting a value on the Mantis right now. Going to bring their team, just group them up, get that damage boost going right now. Pouring a lot into them. Well, Songjuk on the face of the abyss right there. And Psylocke, gonna see the Dance of the Cutterfly going off very, very soon. Alone might be the one to mark up right now. They're gonna focus down T2 putting in so much damage into the Doctor Strange, who's getting sustained by Winsker and Rocco. Let's see if he marks. Dance of the Butterfly takes its first step. And there it is! A second step, a third step. That's a triple KO into the Quadra, potentially sustained by 27As, who gets that final pick onto the Doctor Strange. And the Strange is down, which means there is a chance for the double switch right there. Does Quasted get the portal off? Overtime's ticking down, and now is anybody going to be there to contest the moment, the madness? Is it XOXO's? Yes, it is! The portal wasn't quick enough! And the round and the map and the series go to XOXO.
And just like I said, it was that ticking time bomb. It was the Dance of the Butterfly. He knew Rocco didn't have that ultimate yet, so he double dashed in, risked it all to get the win, and came up aces. Found 3 off of that ultimate, and unfortunately, just like you said, Tuba got staggered out. We've seen that happen before in this series. It could not happen here. It was the worst possible moment. They couldn't get the portal on. They might have had a chance if they could have gotten there a second sooner, but by the skin of their teeth, XO pull away with this, and AAAd cast aside, eliminated from the tournament, and XO carry on to the next round here. They have got a date with Destiny that was meant for AAAd, but it doesn't matter. If you get caught slipping on a day like this, it belongs to XO now.
No, definitely. Whew. Gotta say, it is an unfortunate turn of events for AAAd, but Dan will not be crashing out in the chat today. XOXO pulled through and showed everybody they still got some fire to show everybody. Let's see how it unfolds for the rest of them. Gotta say, what an impressive effort by them right there. Gotta say, all in on the Cutterfly. That Psylocke factor, CB, you called it. It made the difference.
And again, like, there was really no tool that AAAd had. They didn't scout it. They tried playing so hard to be able to overcome that. You know, again, Illicit going in with that Galactic Legend, trying to get Alone Fills and everybody trying to chase him down. That bought them some time, but not enough. And Alone Fills knew it was his moment. It was the time. There was no reaction that could have potentially come out from AAAd. Tuba had no choice but to hold up the shield and stop any extra damage from coming through. There was no ultimates, no patty caking, no nothing that could have saved them. That was the shot, that was everything, and that is going to take them further in this tournament. They still have a lifeline. They may be able to best, whether it's Rival Esports or Zero Tenacity, maybe even get all the way. Who knows? The sky's the limit with this team. You can't predict them. You can't ever count them out no matter what, and you definitely cannot let them steal the point out from under you and give up Carousel.
Yeah, that was a rough one, but you know, they took them the distance and they drained as much potential as they could. XOXO knew that when they took on AAAd, they had to put everything out there to maintain it and get that victory. AAA took them all the way there. XO took them the distance, and so we can go one step further beyond, and they do claim that there, and they do take the series. What an insane series to start the night, but it does mean a bit of a farewell and a GG's to AAAd, who are eliminated from preseason in the Pacific for Marvel Rivals Ignite. But still, commendable effort to the team, so round of applause, of course, to all of AAAd for a stellar performance. And, you know, it's a good luck to XOXO on their next match as well.
I guess the consolation for AAAd is that it is just the preseason. You know, there is still time to reevaluate and reassess and come back stronger in Stage 1. We did see some steady improvements from this team. I don't think they have necessarily hit the heights that they are capable of hitting, and with a little bit of time in the workshop, I think they're going to be a scary team to have to go up against in Stage 1, but there are fewer teams scarier than the unpredictable XO. What's the saying? The devil you know versus the devil you don't. I think you don't ever truly know what the devil this team is doing, and that came back to bite AAAd. They got a little bit too cocky, a little too confident on that Krakoan map pick, and XO getting away with things that they absolutely should not have. And by the time AAAd started to get their feet back from under them, it was too little, too late. And if you're XO, you're going to keep riding that high. And I mean, sure, you're not going back to the workshop yet. You're not really going to be ready to refine your craft, but hey, you're going to be getting a little bit of extra cash money going further into this tournament. You are going to be making the rest of the playing field sweat. They are now going to have to deal with you. You are now everyone's problem.
Yes, the lower bracket run has begun for XOXO. Let's see if they can maintain momentum. Maybe get to the grand finals, we'll see. But next is a crazy one as well. We're going to have RVL versus Z10. Let's see who's going to survive that bout as well. Who's going to start their lower bracket run, and who's going to face XOXO? Let's see. Can XOXO take them on, or will they not survive the wrath?
I think both teams are going to have some cobwebs to shake off after yesterday. I know I was talking with the coach of Zero Tenacity, saying that they didn't feel like that all went according to plan. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to that matchup later on today, but I feel like both of those teams are going to be angry, and they are going to be looking for redemption. And this is not the team that you want to go up against when you are angry, when you are shaken, when you are not feeling your best, when you are not the most confident. This is a team that will make the most out of your emotional missteps. If you make one mistake, if you don't come correct mentally, emotionally, physically, they will make you hurt. And saw that today with AAAd. I think we're going to see that a little bit more, especially if these two teams we see later on tonight don't come correct. I can't wait for that matchup here. And this is only match number 1. We also have Reject versus Pirates on deck a little bit later on today. Who even knows how that one is going to be, as Reject are still on their redemption arc and Pirates are still on their reign of terror.
Oh, what? The immovable object versus the unstoppable force right there. You just labeled it. Looking forward to that matchup as well. That's going to be extra exciting. But it's all eyes on XOXO, as they did win this series right here. They did surprise a lot of people. I believe predictions were leaning back and forth between the two teams. A lot of people thought AAA will return to form, but XOXO have, proven to be formidable.
I know one person who's not surprised. I know one person who never doubted them for a second. Shout out that one, Dan. Where are you at? I know you're not actually in here, but you're probably in the chat watching right now, in between some of the matches over in OCE. You took time out of your day to come over here just to make sure that XO had what it takes. I saw him in the chat earlier typing, I believe, and you know what? I gotta be honest, I doubted. I thought because, hey, this is AAAD's map pick, they were gonna run away with it. I was not anticipating the mistakes that would be made and the capitalization that came out from XO. They know how to seize the moment, and they came to play in this tournament bracket. And imagining some of the rematches we might get, XO versus Reject again, I think would be another heater. I mean, it was a 3-0 yesterday, but it was a close 3-0, especially on maps like Central Park and Museum of Contemplation. I think either of those maps could have gone either way, but One thing I do know for sure is that we have got a winner's interview for this matchup. We're getting that one cooked up and ready for you. So we get to answer some of our questions for XOXO01, although I, in the break time, did look to see one of those. Well, I did find out they don't actually have a coach, or at least not one listed on the Wikipedia. So what is coaching this team like? I can't wait to find out.
They just believe in the heart of each other, honestly.
I thought you were going to say heart. I thought you were going to say heart of the cards.
Yeah, I see, because XOXO, you know, they keep you thinking. I thought I'd adopt their mentality. They're always going to use not what you expect to see, hear, or say. And that's just the XO way. So we'll find out very, very soon as we get a chat with the interview. It's getting ready right now. You're getting situated. It's going to be good. It's going to be a banger interview. I think everyone's going to love who we're going to have a chat with very, very soon. A hero of the story, and might have a redemption arc. Sorry, I should say lower bracket run of the century. It's begun. It has officially begun. Curious to see if it fully unfolds all the way. Now, so much on the mind for everybody. OC is going off crazy as well. But Asia is here, and we got an interview ready to go.
Yeah, you say, like you say, so much on the mind. So much is on my mind right now. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, but I don't think what's on my mind or yours matters right now. I want to know what's on the mind of Sungjuk Woo. Hello, congratulations on the big win.
Thank you so much, guys.
So, I mean, coming out of a game like that, there's really no other question in the world that I could open this with how do you feel after that win?
Yeah, of course, we feel good. Like, honestly, I don't think we're gonna beat them. Because our performance, like even in the scrim or like past few match, it's been like really bad. Yeah, it's like I was not expecting to win this.
Yeah, that's fair. But nonetheless, you pulled through and you did some amazing things right there. I got to say, what happened when you first felt that first round of Krakow? Once you guys won that and realized, oh, we're one round away from winning, how did that moment feel?
Yeah, we was kind of like still like focusing on our next fight. Don't think about the other stuff like counting outs. Comes like what we're gonna do next fight. Okay, reset. Like we just focus on our play.
I mean, like honestly, like in a situation like that, taking it one fight at a time is the best you can do, and you guys pulled it off incredibly, especially on Yggdrasil and then again on Krakoa. My question for you specifically is, you're known as someone with an interesting hero pool. I want to ask, how do you choose what hero you are going to play going into any specific situation?
Honestly, what hero I play is like it depends on my team, like what they want me on. Like sometimes they want me on Cap, sometimes they want me on Magic, DD. Like yeah, I just play whatever they told me to play.
The only person I've ever heard where they say sometimes they want me on Magic.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the soundbite moment right there. We'll see if things get magical later, and you know, Sungjuk Woo might take it to the end. Anything you want to say to the people out there, those who support you and XO? What do you want to say? You know, is there a team that you're looking at maybe for a bit of a rematch? Want to get revenge?
Yeah, of course, it's Reject. Yeah.
You guys played Reject quite close yesterday. I'd like to see that rematch as well. I've got a question. I'm looking at your background. I'm seeing some resistance bands and a pull-up bar. How many pull-ups can you do?
Maybe just less than 10.
That's still more than me. That's still more. Can we get a flex? Can we get a flex right there?
I have no muscle. I have no muscle.
That's okay, because the biggest muscle you have is your heart, because your heart is what helped you guys win today and get that victory. Thank you very much for your time. We'll send you off back to your team. Good luck in your next match, sooner than you think.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Take care.
I think he's lying. I think he's just being modest. I think he's yoked and he just doesn't want to reveal his full power. I think that's true.
Listen, maybe, honestly, the flex demon in game got to be a flex demon out of game. That's what I'm saying. Okay, got to be there. Yeah. Maybe saving it for later. We don't know. Maybe we got to win this XO win at all. Maybe XO take the whole thing, take the grand championship, take the grand $20,000 prize, and then maybe.